At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, fam. We are live again. Dynasty Samir, search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you. Oh, hold on. Let me get this. Hold on. There we go. Make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Okay. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Join the family. Come on in. Get comfortable. Pour you a drink. We got an interesting topic tonight: is the world suffering from Nigerian fatigue? Before we get started, got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one, we are rolling. Again, we are rolling supposed to be rolling to Cape Town next month, March 25th through April 2nd for the Jazz Festival. Again, March 25th through April 2nd for the Cape Town Jazz Festival. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO .Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. And make sure you guys subscribe, join the mailing list as well. Again, make sure you guys join the mailing list. The email list. So when you go to the site, the email list will show up. But yeah, we're going to have a great time in Danfo. I mean, in Danfo. And so wherever we go, we're going to have a great time. Whether it be South Africa, we're going to Nigeria in August. We're going to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. Where else are we going? Zanzibar in September for Safari Blue. And then we're rolling to Ivory Coast and Ghana in November, in Sierra Leone as well. So if you're interested in joining, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. Without further ado, y'all, let's get into today's topic. Is the world suffering from Nigerian fatigue? And just to be, hey, listen, I'm Nigerian. So this includes me as well. And just the reality is, well, except for the debauchery, I don't get into the effery or the foolishness, but it's just for some reason, wherever we go, our people are just always into some ish. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of Nigerians that contribute to the betterment of humanity. But then there is just an element that we have to call out that stays involved in some ish. Case in point, I think there's another Nigerian band. I think in the UAE, maybe. Okay, so that was lifted, but there's like a transit ban. I mean, it was just always into some shit, man. I know at one time there was again, the UAE had a visa ban on Nigerians, to the point where many Muslim Nigerians, when trying to go to well, that's a different country, but they're still in the Middle East. When it's time to go to Hajj, can't go to Hajj. Then you see the thumbnail. That's Hush Puppy, who was scamming folks. Then it was the lady the other day here in America. I forgot her name. Let me pull her up. She just got busted for scamming folks. But it's just every single country just always into some shit. And I think people are tired because you see what's going on in northern Nigeria and nobody really cares. The last time people came together in support of Nigeria and the crisis that was going on was the Bring Back Our Girls. Remember the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls when Boko Haram had kidnapped all those girls? That's the last time people really showed any type of sympathy for Nigerians. But you see what's going on in Nigeria right now, northern Nigeria, the north. Oh yeah, the Wendy and the Real House, was it the Real Housewives of Potomac? Or were they Nigerian or were they Ghanaian? I swear was the dude Ghanaian? I think the wife was Nigerian, but I think the husband was Ghanaian. Am I right or wrong? The husband was Nigerian too? Yeah, fraud charges. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yeah, yeah. So there we go. I mean, goodness. Yeah, they're Nigerian. Okay. I thought the husband was Ghanaian for some reason, but okay. Well, there it is. That's another one. It's just wherever we go, always into some shit, man. Goodness. And I think that's causing a lack of apathy and sympathy for what's going on in northern Nigeria. Because no one's really speaking out. in regards to the crimes against humanity that's going on in northern Nigeria at the hands of radical Islam. The other day, there was a mass shooting, a massacre in northern Nigeria. I think over 100 people were killed. And this is like every other and this is this is going on like something is happening, kidnapping, and we're not talking about just one person, two people here, 3 or 4 people here getting murdered. We're talking about dozens and hundreds at one time, and no one's batting an eye because I just think people have a lack of empathy and sympathy for Nigerians, because just wherever Nigerians go, always into some shit. People are just like whatever. Again, this is northern Nigeria. This is the north primarily. It's Mad Max Thunderdome in the north. Anything goes for some reason. But guys, I'll put the link in the chat room. If you believe that the world is suffering from Nigerian fatigue, if you don't believe, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Again, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. We'll take a quick commercial break while you guys, I said, what do you mean not true? Trump has troops on the ground in Nigeria. Yeah, they're there now. And somebody brought up, well, Diners, I thought, we don't want American troops in Nigeria, or rather that be in Africa, period. You just got to be honest, man. Tinubu is in over his head when it comes. I don't know what's going on in northern Nigeria. But Tinubu is just in over his head. And so when you have a government that can't protect its people, do I want American troops boots on the ground? Absolutely not. But if that's going to help stop the killing of innocent people in the north, then I guess we got to get troops. I guess we have to get some type of help. And this is the Nigerian government working in collaboration with the American government. So it isn't like Trump just pulled up and just start bringing troops and deploying them in Nigeria. Because Nigeria needs all the help it could get right now, specifically in the north. The Southwest is secure. South is secure. That's really all I can speak on, but I speak for. But the Southwest is definitely secure. But guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. Oh no, link is not in the chat. Yeah, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and after the conversation. And we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses. so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.
And some people are even saying that, you know, this Islamic insurgency is being funded by the West, by France and by the US. Well, here goes Africa. Go ahead, Africa.
Yeah, greetings, Dynast. Howdy, buddy.
The body fine.
Yeah, okay. I hope family well. We just starting our Ramadan today.
Okay.
Fasting. Yeah. So I'm on that. So I'm not gonna hold you too long because I got work in the morning. Nigeria fatigue. I think that's something sound familiar, and I think loads of people not only in Africa. I think a lot of people had enough of the Nigeria situation because it's been going on. It's been lingering for years. You know, this is what will happen. You know, if you get someone to get used to doing the wrong things, they'll be doing it for years. They get used to it. They feel comfortable until someone else remind them, listen, what you're doing is wrong. And I think that's what's happening in Nigeria today. I was one of the people that was really heavy on the national security advisor and the current president of allowing Americans to enter their ground. You know, but as time goes on, I realize actually, you know, this is all people are just kicking a fuss. Because if you look, there's not a lot of countries in West Africa that do not have Americans personnel in their country training them with different type of cooperation, because that's what they do. But coming in to set a base, to build a base in your country, that's one thing I'm totally against. And I think the Nigerian government started from Goodluck Jonathan. If you ask me, because that's when he started this terrorism, to the current administration have failed their population big time. And I think they have also been held, their hands have been held by certain forces over the years, because, you know, as time goes on, we realize these forces are killing Africans in the Sahel, including northern Nigeria. You know, these are people that have been sponsored from outside. You know, there's so many facts that comes out. But unfortunately, it's been going on for too long, because it started off with Boko Haram, okay? And Boko Haram, because banditry was all over Nigeria. In fact, banditry, as far as I can remember, banditry was actually mainly all over in Nigeria and all over the country. And I used to see the Delta, in the Niger Delta, used to be a lot of fights and a lot of separatist group. And then late Musa Yaradua came in, he cleaned all that up, you know, sorted out the place. Things were going fine. For me, I noticed one trend. Anytime Nigeria get a good leader, something always happens to them. They either travel for a medical visit and end up dying, not coming back, or something like that happened. But to get to the point, Yaradua died, Jonathan took over, his vice president, and then Boko Haram started. There's different speculation of the people that founded Boko Haram. Some of them are still in the government of Nigeria. Some of them are still alive. They're still in the area. I don't know that, because I don't like to speculate, you know, because there's no guarantee evidence saying that's a fact. But as far as I'm concerned, since I've seen that Boko Haram was sponsored by USAID and other organizations. ISWAP, similar. Lakurawa, similar. Because they came from Libya, actually. Because you got three different situations. Then obviously you got the Fulani bandits, which I still believe, or the cattle herders, which I still believe they're a prototype of Boko Haram. I still believe it's Boko Haram posing as cattle herders to get into community and doing their killing. That's what I believe. I might be wrong, you know, but that's how I see it, because the average cattle herder all over the West African region where we are, they don't carry guns. These people have sticks or machete to clean up the grass. Um, and also, one thing that I know is also anywhere you see a lot of cattle rustling, there's a lot of terrorism happening around the same area. So that might ring the bell. Because there's a guy called La Long or something like that. He's a Nigerian guy from the Middle Belt who came out quite a while ago because they asked him personally, what do you think about this cattle herders farmers problem? He said the only way we can end this is by ending cattle rustling. That means people stealing the cattle and running away with them. And because if you have like 1,500 cows, the one cow is $1,000. That's about nearly $50,000, right? That's a lot of money, and also that's a lot of cover if you're militants trying to go into a village doing killings. So I think Nigeria is a country of extreme. Okay, when it comes to religions, they're very extreme. The Christian are quite extreme in their ways. When it comes to the North, the Muslim are quite extreme in their ways. There's no middle ground. It's not a lot. In fact, the only people I can say that have middle ground in Nigeria are the South.
I would say the Islam in the North is way more extreme than the Christians in the South.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I don't like to compare. We don't want to race to the bottom of the race. So I just class them all as extreme. But the North, I agree, because they're the one that are doing most of the killings. And these are separate. These are Islamist groups. Okay, Al Qaeda, ISWAP, Boko Haram. These are not average, militant groups. These are people that have been killing in the Middle East. They've been in Libya, and they work their way down to the Sahel. And I don't know if you know that, but the Sahel, before this Libyan situation, they had the longest peace treaty in the world. With the Tuaregs not to attack the blacks not to attack the Tuaregs, until this problem happened. Now you see Mali, Burkina, and Niger are in trouble. After this treaty was broken. But yes, people are having Nigerian fatigue. I think it's sad that the situation in the Sahel and northern Nigeria have persisted for so long. And I feel sorry for the average, people that live in the northern Nigeria, in the villages, in the towns, who will have to face this terror every day. And, it's not nice. And also you have insecurity in the southeast also. But it's not been, the torch has not been shined on it that much. Because I was on a show last week where a lady that is actually in the southeast was talking about it, saying how many people have been killed and massacred in Ebony State. That's a show where to Niger is. He probably can listen. If you listen to me now, I can come up and confirm that. She was saying people in Nigeria are not reporting the massacre that's been going on in Ebony State. That's in the southeast, and no media is reporting it, and it's so dangerous for them to access what's happening there. So there's different things happening at the same time, but you cannot compare any of the killing in Nigeria to the one that's happening in the northern Nigerian region. No. And that's something that needs to stop straight away. I think if those 100 military guys that came over, if they're only coming over to train the Nigerians, fine. But if they're coming there to set up a base, to invade other countries and to create more anarchy, no. And yeah, and also I saw the Minister of Defense today or yesterday. He was in Zamfara State. Now Zamfara State is one of the states where the mining is happening in Nigeria, and I saw the guy. I think if I remember, his name is Dauda Lawa, and the Minister Musa, who is the Minister of Defense. They're there with new equipment, and they're boasting that they're ready to fight these guys in Zamfara State. But how can the Nigerian machinery be looking for one guy called Bello Turji? This is what I ask myself. How can they not be able to capture this guy and put him to sleep? Because he's the one that's been causing a lot of the problem in the Northwest, like where you call Zamfara State. How can the second or the third biggest military in Africa, with all the military equipment they have and all the drones, they are not able to get rid of and neutralize this guy? They apparently they have came close to him so many times they couldn't get him. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'll just pause for now.
All right, go ahead, Casanova.
Peace to everybody on the panel. What that brother was saying, I think Nigeria can get dude. They just don't want to get him. I think there's a lot of Muslim pacifists in the Nigerian government.
A ton, a lot. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think they see these Islamic terrorists as their brethrens. Like they even got a little program to rehabilitate these people. Now I ain't heard about no massacre going on in the South. I'd like a little bit more information on that. I want to know.
It was over a land dispute, but go ahead.
Oh, that ain't that's not the same as what they doing up. They causing terror in the north. Like they're literally targeting people just because they are Christian or they are Muslims who don't want to be on the jihad. So I wouldn't compare that, but America America's gonna do what America wants to do because Nigeria is so corrupt that they won't go and deal with the problem on their home soil. They won't deal with the problem on their home soil, but they'll go and try to foil a coup in Benin in a separate sovereign country with the help of France. So it just highlights how corrupt the Nigerian government is and Nigerian people as a whole. Because then again, the people elect these officials. If it's not Tinubu, it's Buhari. I like why are all the presidents of Nigeria Muslim? They're literally targeting people just because they are.
Go ahead. Add to me, Taraka. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. They, I don't, you know, I know what it is. It's these people are corrupt. Like he's saying that they can't catch this dude. Man, they can catch this dude. If they wanted to catch him, he would have been caught right now. America came in and they bombed Nigeria with the help of who? The Nigerian government. So y'all and Nigerian government said they provided the logistics to America to carry out the strike. So y'all know
Cashman,
what
I don't think they hit anything though. That's
did,
the
did,
thing.
did they not? I don't know. I'm just going off the reports
Yeah,
that they
It was
said.
a.
I don't think they hit
It
anything,
was.
Cash.
That you're right. It was an empty field in. It was an empty field in Sokoto. One of the former governors of Sokoto actually said it. He find it. He find it. He said it's a joke.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was
just going
mimicking it.
off
It's
what
empty.
they said. I don't know if they did or not, but I know Boko Haram is not the only jihadist Islamic terrorist in Nigeria in the north.
Yeah,
Boko
I
they got
named. I
ops
named
up
them
there
all.
too.
What's that?
Boko Haram got ops up there that they into it with, and they jihadists and they kill
ISWAP.
other Christians
ISWAP.
too.
ISWAP. Boko Haram, Black Urawa, and Al Qaeda. And the thing is,
There you go.
yeah. So you're looking at the most deadly, the deadliest groups who've been fighting for so long, who find a home in Nigeria. Nigeria is a junction above the Sahel. That's what the problem is.
Guys,
It's a
let me
junction.
hold on.
Yeah.
Let me. Cash, are you done? Because I got to pass it to Jagoon if you're not. If
I just got one more point.
go ahead.
As long as Nigeria, as long as the government is corrupt, they'll never deal with the problem of Islamic terrorists. You know, I just think Nigeria is a failed experiment as a country.
Go ahead, Jagoon.
Thank you. Good evening to all the panel, listeners, and so on. Yeah, well, it's going to be a tough time for Nigeria, not just in real terms, but on all of these panels. I've listened to what people have to say, and again, people are somewhat biased. The amount of, I will tell you this, the amount of terroristic groups that are presently in Nigeria is over 50. Nigeria is crazy. It's been run amok. It's been run amok on so many levels. Firstly, there's greed, a lot of greed. And secondly, there's the institution of Islam is really messy where northern Nigeria is concerned, particularly where the whole of Africa is concerned, really. I believe that the trouble that Christianity is in is that those who are Christians in Africa, they look towards the West. For whatever reason, they look towards the West. And then the Islamic influence in Africa looks towards the East and Islam and their covering. A really strange thing. Nigeria finds itself in a really strange place because as I've always said, there are such things as idiots among us. I'm afraid there are idiots among us, and it doesn't matter what country they're in. They're in every single country. Where Nigeria is concerned, the biggest problem is the Fulani. I mean, really, they. I don't know if you heard, Dynast, or anybody on the panel. Yesterday, they have made a statement from Sokoto saying that the whole of the Western Nigeria needs to take on Sharia one, which has been,
Lord.
yeah, they said it. It's been wholly rejected by the Yorubas, wholly rejected by the Muslims as well. The Muslim Yoruba.
If I can ask you a quick question. So Sharia law is written into the Nigerian Constitution. So how does that work? Like it's
Again, these things worked through the military years. People like Buhari would have written that in through the military years. They say that the Nigerian constitution is the thing that needs to be adjusted in order for things to change, but I don't believe that. It's the psyche of the Nigerians that needs to change. They're too belittled. They're too oppressed. They behave in a really strange way, generally, in accordance to governance, which is why they can't set it right. Which is why every year Nigeria gets worse. It doesn't get better. It just gets worse, and it's a great shame. And the fact of the matter is that's the same case in Africa. Whilst Africa has the potential to rise and the potential to get things done, with the way Nigeria behaves, particularly, it doesn't suggest that we're going forward. It doesn't suggest that we're going forward as a nation. It doesn't even suggest that they have the right ideas. For me, Africa is quite clear. West Africa is clear what needs to be done. An ordinary citizen can run any country in West Africa better than it's been run by the present crop of governments that we have. It's a big shame, a big fat shame. So the other statement that has been made, because there was a lot of killings in Kwara State, which is a majority Yoruba state, in terms of language and peoples, but not in terms of what took place in Kwara, in Ilori, many hundreds of years ago, where they have an emir instead of an oba in Kwara State. And given this position, what they have said from the north is that they now, we used to have some Amatekun, which was the sort of additional police,
yeah,
marshalling the forests and such like that. Very successful in southwest.
Yeah, they're in Oshogbo. They're always
they're all over. They're all over. Unfortunately, the governor of Kwara State, Fulani, has taken Amateku from there and replaced them with Mieti Allah for all unknown reasons. And they have declared that they're going to bring all the Fulani herders, cattlemen, to bring a ranch into Kwara State. Now, you have to ask yourself, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to do that in a southwestern state? Why aren't you doing that in the north? Why are you doing it in the south? So, you see, a lot of people speak as though Nigeria is an easy equation to work out. And you listen to them, they have no idea what's going on in Nigeria. They're just talking rubbish most of the time. The thing about Nigeria is it has been aimed at from the very beginning. And you can see the aiming that's taking place. There's no way they want Nigeria to grow. There's no way they want Nigeria to fill its potential. If Nigeria filled its potential, it's the end of white supremacism. And it really would be the galvanizing and the beginning of a super power in terms of the Afrocentricity that would take place in the world. Our influence would cover the world as Black people within a couple of years if Nigeria would wake the hell up. But it seems that it's not going to happen. As I look at the leadership, to even pick out any one leader who would make sense in Nigeria, right? I couldn't do it. I wouldn't say Peter Obi is the man. And, I will say who's the man for 2023, and I'll say he missed his chance. So Nigeria is a big problem where not just West Africa is concerned, where the whole of Africa is concerned, to include the diaspora. I'll end there.
All right, go ahead, Skywalker.
Dan,
No,
yeah, sorry, Dan.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Skywalker.
Yeah, hey, Don.
I thought it was me next.
You're not in talker. It's not, man. No, bro,
Yeah, but I was there before them. I came right after
bro,
Jai. But it's
just
okay.
go
You
after
can
me,
go
bro.
there.
God, yeah.
No, it's
I'm not even gonna be long, bro. Trust me. But yeah, man, I just want to say hey to the panel and how you doing, Donis?
I'm
Yeah,
good,
bro, man. Nigeria is, man, like I say, to me, Nigeria is another heartbreak, kind of like Liberia, even though African Americans or the diaspora didn't really just have too much to do with Nigeria. But it's a heartbreak to me because you would think a place with all of these talented Black people in one place would be like the light of the Black world. But because it's been plagued with all of this horrible, corrupt leadership, it's just a big disappointment. I think Nigeria is the place that needs a revolutionary coup d'etat the most. No other place in Africa. And I'm like I said, I'm not a supporter of coup d'etats. What do you mean I say that? I'm a supporter of coup d'etat if it's getting corrupt leadership out and it's pretty much practicing the same type of values of the AES. So I'm not gonna say I'm not a supporter or I wouldn't support a coup d'etat there, right? Nigeria needs a coup d'etat. Somebody in that military needs to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and take over or something, man. Because what's going and something else in terms of Islam on the continent in general, because we forget about the role that Islam has played in slavery, bro. Like in many ways, the Crusades of the 1200s, which spread Christianity throughout the East or whatever, the world in general. That might have been one of the best things that kind of happened. And when you look at what the Arabs was doing, under or what Islam was doing to Black people, and what it's been doing to Black people, Islam needs to be identified like China. I think in China, Islam has been identified as a mental illness.
In Japan too.
Yeah, in Japan. Okay, so yeah, so like, and that's what needs to go down, man. Like, Islam needs to be seen as a mental illness. And but don't get me wrong, brother. I'm not a supporter of Christianity or Islam. I put myself along the lines of African spiritual systems, right? But Christianity, even though Christianity kind of justifies, like, Christianity has not done near as much damage as Islam has done to the Black world.
You lying.
What's going on with Islam? Look what's happening in Libya, bro. Look what's happening in Sudan. Look what's happening in Burkina Faso or in the AES. Look what's happening in Nigeria, bro. These people are out of their damn mind, right? They're just out of their mind. So, like, man, I really hope one day I wake up and I get on YouTube and some righteous soldiers have made the sacrifice that needs to be made, to take Nigeria over and immediately join the AES. The day that happens, the tide is going to turn for the Black world in general, because Nigeria is the hub of Black people, and it's so sad and heartbreaking to see it going through these challenges. But I'm gonna say that and I'm done. Okay, you guys take it easy.
Go ahead.
Well said. Stay around, man. Stay around.
Go ahead, Tarka.
Yeah, he literally just said he condemned Islam, but he just said Nigeria need to join the AES. They're all Muslim. All three leaders are Muslims.
So what? So what,
bro? I understand that, bro. You make don't get me wrong. You make a good point there. You make a good point there, but I'm talking about Sharia law, and now even Ibrahim Traore's quote is saying that even religion needs to be decolonized, right? So like the flavor of Islam that's being practiced by I'm not talking about the jihadists there. I'm talking about the flavor of Islam that's practiced by Goita, Chiani, and Traore is vastly different than a chaotic
So exactly. So
terror-driven
what I'm saying is
Islam.
take.
How do
Hold
what
on.
sect of
What the fuck?
Islam
It's
is
my
that?
turn.
Go ahead, Traco.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was gonna ask him. That's all. That's fine.
Go ahead, Traco.
So that's what. So say Sharia law. Don't say Islam. And I grew up as a Christian person. Say Sharia. Take Sharia out of it.
Brother,
Why
Take
why
Sharia
you
out of
why
it.
you
It's a
why you
beautiful
telling I
religion.
don't
let me say
understand
this,
why you're
Targa.
telling him what to say? Why
Bro,
you
we
telling
need to
him?
get rid of all that shit.
got
We
a
shouldn't be
Muslim
practicing. We
apologist
shouldn't
on
be
Exactly.
practicing.
stage.
My
We
point.
shouldn't
My
be
point
practicing
exactly.
no
My
religion
point
that has.
exactly. My
We
point
shouldn't be
exactly.
practicing no religion that
Wait,
has black
My
roots
down,
point
and it's
please.
a
exactly.
colonial
Cool
religion.
down, bro. Cool
So,
down. Cool down.
My point
so don't
exactly.
get me wrong, brother. We shouldn't be practicing any of that shit. But if
My
we gonna
point
practice it,
exactly.
we need to practice it in a peaceful way. But
My
we should be.
point
We
exactly.
have nothing to do with
Let
any of that
let
crap. That crap is
Okay.
colonial.
let
It's
Harker finish his
colonial at its
point,
best.
please.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Jagoon said a couple things, even though you kind of ignorant, Jagoon, with the so
So,
what thing, right? But you
no,
said a
no,
couple
no. I don't
things
mean
that I
so
wanted
like
to
that.
say.
I don't
You
mean
said
so. I just
you
want you
said a
to
couple things.
clarify.
Yeah, you said a couple things. You said a couple things that I agree with for sure. Right now, I wish I was 25 years old and in the U.S. military because I'll be the first one to volunteer to go to Nigeria because it's like it'll be like taking candy from babies, right? Do you effing people in the chat think America is going to Nigeria to save Nigerians? Are you guys out of your mind? It has nothing to do with Islam. The terrorists were supported and enhanced by France and United States. Okay? It's documented. There is times and times again, right, that villagers from the north saw helicopters coming in, they turn off their transponders, right? And they talk about the people that come out of it, white men, and they correspond who with the terrorists, so-called terrorists that they install. You see what I'm saying? That they install. Now, what Jagoon was saying, right? Nigeria, right, is the heart of the black world. Not the AES, even though Nigeria is acting a fool, really need Nigeria. The US, France, and the rest of the Western world, they know that. They know that. So they're gonna keep the pressure on Nigeria. They got they stool pigeon puppet sitting in at Asarak, right? And they know that. So there's no way Nigeria could be stable. They have to keep it broken up. These stupid ass Christian Igbos that I descended from, right, are probably the worst effing people. You see what I'm saying? Because they egg this on. They egg this on. You see what I'm saying? Right now, US is in Iran, right? They're about to pop off within days.
Hey,
You see what I'm saying?
sorry, dang, I don't want to change the subject, but I was gonna.
Yeah, but it have to do with this.
No. What I'm saying is, do you think it's gonna pop off in Iran?
Well,
Oh hell yes,
China put
hell
out a
yes,
statement today saying
hell
that
You
yes,
never know.
China put
You
out a
never know,
statement today
Dennis.
saying
hell
that
yes.
if
I don't never know. I'm telling you, it is, bro. And I have one of my. I'm not gonna say where he's stationed, right? But he's stationed. My
Okay,
brother is
okay.
stationed over there. He's stationed over there. I'm not gonna tell you where. You see what I'm saying? So I'm getting firsthand shit.
did you
All
hear
right.
China's statement
And
today?
and no, I did not.
Okay.
All right. But getting back to Nigeria. All right.
Yes, sir.
Like Jagoon said, right? They do not want Nigeria to move any further than it is. It has to keep it broken up. It has to. It has to. You see what I'm saying? It has to. All right. So there is no way the United States is going to Nigeria to save Christian. They give a fuck about Christian. Most of the 99.9% of Venezuelans are Christians. Right? You see what they're doing to them. You see what I'm saying? So there is
Right.
no way they're going into northern Nigeria to save Christians. They don't give a fuck about Christians. Right? They don't give a
Right.
fuck about the Igbos. You see what I'm saying? Who's acting like
Right.
an effing fool. They worse than anybody else. And that's the people I descended from. You see what I'm saying? They worse than anybody else. That's all I'm gonna say.
Go ahead, CD.
Hey, Dennis.
Thank you, sir.
Hey.
I would say this. I have a lot of Nigerian friends. In New York City, most of my friends are Nigerian, and we talk about it most of the time, especially when we meet at the gym. I don't think Nigeria problem is religion. They have so many religions in Nigeria before even the whole terrorist war in Nigeria. Top Nigerians have become embarrassment for West African in general. Let's say this true. If it come to true, we have to say it. The level of scam, the level of killing people, now they are going as far as East Africa, killing ladies, have sex with women, kill them, put their body into body bags. I don't know what they do with those bodies, right? 10 men will rape a lady in Nairobi. It has reached to a point that nobody want to rent their property to the Nigerians anymore, right? If you go to Ivory Coast in Abidjan, you will see a Nigerian man bringing on each Nigerian get 10 to 15 girls, selling them as a prostitute, even transporting some of them to Europe. Nigeria, it's just the mindset. This is not all Nigerian.
No,
This
it's
Nigeria have become a complete embarrassment to West African.
Nigerian
When you
state.
when you go to Nairobi, because a lot of time
Right.
West African will all look the same. When they see you, I have been stopped by police officer over and over, especially in Nairobi. They will ask, "Are you Naja?" When you have to show your people constant harassment, right?
Oh man.
I was working with this guy. He's an Italian. He was an audit manager. I was working on him, but he told me that his wife is black, right? But he wanted to ask me whether I was Nigerian or not because he wanted to be comfortable with me. And then he said, "Oh, mommy, did you say you're from Nigeria?" Then I said, "No." He said, "Well, my mother-in-law got scammed by some good scamming. Someone told him in Nigeria someone told her in Nigeria that they have a gold mine. When she got there, they kidnapped her. They asked for a ransom of $300,000. And
Jeez.
you wonder when you talk to the Nigerians, say, "Oh, we are smart." They can even face their own country. This is a country with vast amount of resources. When
Right.
you land at the airport, everybody is behind you like a fly, begging you for money, right? When truth come to reality, we have to say it. We cannot continue to be supporting countries that are being embarrassment to entire West Africa, Africa in general. Even
Right.
at the point in time in Dubai, they banned Nigerians from going to Dubai. In Saudi
Yes, I remember that.
Arabia, to go to Mecca, they banned the Nigerian not to go there. I'm wondering why they can do things like a normal human being. And they are so arrogant, they, very, very disrespectful. That you wonder what are they depending on? Because first of all, when you say you're smart, you have to fix your country, right?
Yeah.
They probably saw, if you look at South Korea, probably South Korea took its independence the same time with Nigeria. But look, South Korea, right? If you meet Nigeria, you will know definitely he's a Nigerian. They have to put their self together. This is not about religion because there are so many churches in Nigeria. In fact, I would say when it comes down to scamming, they nothing part of Nigeria. They are not involved in scam. They don't even travel, right? Beside the terrorism
Yeah.
that is going on. But the other rest of the Nigerian that travel, you will never see nothing of Nigerian outside. The only time you will see them traveling out of Nigeria,
So
maybe during
that
the
why does
Christmas
that tell you that?
Hey,
and
Why does that
season.
tell you that they
hold on,
don't scam?
hold on, one mic. Like CD, like somebody told me, Yorubas and Igbos are victims of Hausa Fulani supremacy. That's what I was told.
What?
Okay,
Okay, wait.
That's why you see Hassan Fulani. You really don't see them outside of Nigeria, but you see Yoruba.
But
everybody else.
my point is, you wonder what Nigerians are looking for, right? The reason I'm saying that's why I don't want to touch the part of it with religion. Any type of faction in religion is not just good for Africa, right? I criticize our religion. I don't want to to blame the Christian, to blame the Islam. I don't want to blame that. Before the terrorism war in Nigeria, let us see the part of Nigeria that show good image of Nigeria, the Northerners. We don't see
No
them
way.
traveling over the war. Have you
Let
seen
me
them traveling, scamming people?
can I correct that for you? Let me
No,
correct.
stop. No,
Hold on,
let me
guys,
finish. Let me
guys.
let the
finish.
man speak.
Hold on.
What do you mean let him speak? I'm letting him speak. I'm asking him a question.
Jagoon. Hold on. We got other people on the panel. I want to, make sure they can talk.
Let me finish.
CD, 30 seconds, CD. I got to pass the mic.
So Nigeria become a complete embarrassment. It's a disaster. When you talk, oh, we smart. Yeah, Nigeria it's easier for people for Nigeria to stand out there because of the number of population. You have about 200 million population, right? So when you see 10 West African, probably 9 is Nigerian. So one or two of them show that he's smart. People would think all Nigerians are smart. They are the dumbest people in West Africa. They cause so much trouble for us. But I'll stop there.
All right, let me pass the mic
God
to
bless
him.
you.
Go ahead, him.
I'm in a car wash right now. Can I come back?
Yeah, go ahead, V. V.
Was it me?
Yeah, you, V. Yeah, V. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Hello, Danis.
Hello.
Yeah. Nigeria is becoming a huge problem. I mean, in Ghana, recently there was a lot of agitation going on in Ghana because Ghanaians were pretty fed up with Nigerians. They came with the same attitude that everybody else is complaining about, and there was a lot of
If you could be specific, what the Nigerians that are coming with the attitude, what region of Nigeria are they from?
I would say mainly southeast.
Okay.
And the south. I'll say south mainly in Ghana. Those are the one that there was a lot of major problems with, because they brought in about Yahoo, human trafficking, very, very, very young girls, and these girls they were bringing, and it was women. And I don't want to sound, that I'm being
They were working with Epstein?
Oh God, they're West, and they probably it's the same power with Epstein.
Oh, stop it, lady.
They are worse than.
No. Let her finish. Go ahead. V.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you?
I don't know. V, go ahead.
Stop it, lady.
Let her go ahead.
No, lady, we're supporting you. What you saying is true. Go on. Go on.
Go ahead, V.
I mean, you
She's
don't
right.
know what you're talking about, because these people were bringing girls as young as 10, 11,
Oh my
14,
God.
13, young
Oh God.
girls, right? All over the country. And they were being brought in by Nigerian women. They call themselves madams. So they bring in this year, they go to the villages. They usually go to the villages where, people are sometimes poverty, and parents are very not well, sort of knowledgeable about what's going on. They tell them, oh, we can get them jobs and bring them in, and we get them housemates, and I'm running a hair and beauty business, and I can train these girls, and then they bring the girls. And as soon as they bring them to Ghana, these girls have no money. They're probably not very, young and vulnerable. And then they tell them, this is what you're going to do. They put them in a house, and charge them huge sums of money. And if you pay that money, you'll be let go to do whatever you want. So the girls have to go out to it is horrible, and these women that are doing it, they are women that they should know better. They are grown women. They're often in their 30s or I'll say the many under 50. The women that have been arrested for it anyway. They mostly are 40-something, 30s.
Talk about what happened with Ghana.
Can you
In Ghana
imagine?
recently.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I'm
With
trying to
800 women
I'm
with
trying to hear
this cracker.
I'm trying to hear her talk. Go ahead, V.
Why you keep interrupting? Are you disputing
Just
what
go
I'm
ahead.
saying?
Go ahead, V. Go ahead, V. Go ahead.
And this is going on, and that's the part that was worrying a lot of people. If you go to certain areas in Ghana, say the police were doing their best, and with everything, with corruption in Africa, and that corruption, it runs through the whole of Africa. The police were overwhelmed. So say they arrest about 30 women, you find about 27 Nigerians, you probably find 1 or 2 Ghanaians, and then another girl will be like maybe from another part of West Africa. And this is what they're facing. Even today, they're chasing them every day. I mean, now I believe that the trafficking is easing because the Nigerians they've started working, because that's where the Ghanaians were on the streets complaining about the Nigerians are bringing too much criminality. I'm not saying the Ghanaians don't have their own criminals. We have. But then, you can't allow people to. So Ghana was rated high on human trafficking charter. If you go through, say, the United Nations or other world organizations that keep tracks on this, and this is all due to the Nigerian women bringing in girls, and then the boys too, they were bringing them in. It more or less like put them, once they get them into the country, they more or less kidnap them. They pack them in a room. Like I said, they would rent a house. In Ghana too, nobody's willing to rent their house to Nigerians anymore. They put about 20, over 10, 20, 14, 50, 40 boys, young boys. They similar kind of stories. They tell me, we can get you a job in Ghana, and they get there. And what they then do is they pack them all up in a room, put the computer screens in their face, and tell them that they should go and scam people. And they will be doing this. And if they do not bring in the money, they give them really vicious beating. And that is why, and they were in cahoots with some of the corrupt police officers. They were being paid, so they turn a blind eye. People report to them, this is what is going on. Why can't you people do something? Or the police will go there, show their face, pretend that they're doing some arrest. The next minute, the local people say, they will see them going backwards and forward. Then that got a lot of the locals scared even to report it, because the police that were corrupt were being paid by these gangs.
Oh, the Ghana police is corrupt too. Okay.
They were then telling that sometimes even tell the gangs.
You got 30 seconds, V. I got to pass the mic to you.
Okay, they sometimes even tell the gangs who made the report. You see, to cut a long story short, Nigeria is a big problem. I believe strongly the problem is lack of leadership. Nigerians don't have leaders. They have segments of leaders, and everybody's doing their own thing, and it's not working. And the fear we have, being so close to them, is we fear that if Nigeria collapses, we will get the rebound. Even now, we're getting the rebound. Not just Ghana, all along the West African coast, we get the rebound. Because if you add all the Nigerian population together, you have to add all of us other West Africans together to match up to them. So even if you have, say, 10% or 5% of them come out of Nigeria and spread along the other, we are in trouble.
All right, I got it.
All right, lady, shut up.
O'Shea Du Jackson, thank you for the 25,000 Ghanaian or Ugandan shillings. Shaking my head, down bad, bro. Pro blacks on a live stream arguing. Got to love it. All right, let me pass the mic to UFC Superfan. Go ahead.
Dinas, good evening, guys. Please, I want to ask this platform, like the two people that spoke last. Let's assume Nigeria is bad. We assume. Let's throw Nigeria away. I guess the first guy is from Liberia and you are from Ghana. So what are you what are you doing? You understand me? Let's throw Nigeria away. What are you guys doing that is impressive, that we can look and admire and say, oh well, you guys are doing great. So please, can you list them out? Let me hear just one or two things.
We are not criminal.
What is your question? What is your question, then? I
We are
don't
not
get the
criminal.
question.
Now, I
Because
will tell you that
we are agree
because
that
the
Nigeria is
Nigerian,
bad.
your
What are you
value
guys
money. All
doing?
you want is just to get money,
See,
no matter
let
how
the guy
kind of way
finish
you want.
talking.
But no, he want
Let
me
the
to
guy
answer
finish
his
talking.
question.
But
We are
he
not
asked
criminals.
CD a question.
Yeah, we are not just criminal
See
because
this low,
all
you
Nigerian think
see,
about is
hold
money,
on, hold
money.
on,
No matter,
hold on,
even if you can
hold
kill
on.
your own mother, you just want to get money,
Dinas,
right?
Stop talking bullshit, City.
you see this
That's the
low
fact.
No,
spirit,
but
That's
CD's
bullshit.
responding.
you see this low energy in Africa that are surrounding Nigeria. They don't do anything.
You are
They are
almost
slow.
you're
They
almost
never, all
250
they do is
million.
talk about white supremacy. They
Listen,
don't do
you are
anything.
almost
They don't take
250
risks. They don't
million
give
in
shit.
population.
All they do is talk and say yes sir to the white man. They will never speak, even when they are beat down in wherever they are. They just keep quiet and look like fools. You understand me? Yeah, you may not. Yeah, there are some bad Nigerians. I'm not going to dispute that. But coming online here and say we are bad people and saying all sorts of crazy stuff here, as if Ghanaians are not committing crime, all the crime is
Listen,
being
please
done in
don't do
Ghana
that. You
are,
guys
are,
do
are,
this
are
all
done by
the
Nigerians.
time. It's
You,
not question
V,
of
let him speak.
Ghanaians are not
Don't engage
committing
him.
crime.
Leave him.
If Nigeria commit crime in your country, you arrest them, send them to jail. You
Yeah,
know,
do
you
you
will not
think
see,
we have
hold
the
on,
money
you will not
to
see
do
us
that?
come online.
Stop
The
it.
good thing is
Stop
that you will not
cutting
see
him. Let him
Nigerians
finish.
come online and start crying about anything. Send them to jail. We will not cry. We will not
no,
shed
we
tears.
don't
We will
have
not
the
do
prison for
anything.
you guys. We don't have
We
prison. You
Yeah,
have
guys,
kill them.
all over
even
is too much
Exactly.
Nigerian.
You now kill them.
40%
Exactly, CD.
of our
Thank you.
prisons are packed with Nigerians.
Then
40% of
kill
Ghanaian
if they
prisons
commit
are
a
packed with
crime that
Nigerians.
requires this thing. Kill them or you deport them. It's simple. You can do that. Don't come online here and start
No,
crying.
we don't like to kill our own African brothers. No, we
We
don't
don't
like
we
to do
don't do
that.
that. We don't have prison. You guys all over the place. You
See,
guys
We
all
don't
over
kill
the
our own
place.
brothers.
It's no way that we can
let me
control.
tell you the
He's right
difference.
though. He's
Hold
right
on.
what he's saying.
Oh,
But
You don't
you see,
want him there, take him
the
out.
thing is,
let me tell you
the
the
point that was
difference.
made by the lady. Sorry, my brother. The point that was made by the lady. I don't think we actually heard it. If we wish so bad on Nigeria because Nigeria is bad, and that place blows up, the whole of West Africa is finished. It's finished.
It's
You know.
not like it's
Mm,
not your country. It's just you guys, the mindset of
No, what do you
Nigerians.
mean? No way. It's not about my country.
It's your
Listen.
mindset.
No.
From
Listen.
Nigeria.
It's your
Listen.
mindset about
The
getting
young
money and
lady,
getting rich.
Where
the
you
young
see
lady has just made an underlying statement
West
that
Africa.
everyone should be taken quite seriously.
What are you contributing in West Africa? You
What are you
from Liberia that is
contributing with your
speaking.
huge
well,
population?
Nothing.
Liberia, and Sierra Leone contributed a lot to West Africa and
Oh,
Ghana,
stop that.
for
Stop
that
all that
matter.
history
You're
talk. Stop
contributing
that
nothing.
rubbish.
The damage the Nigerians
I'm
caused
not
when they
talking to
went
you,
to
by the way.
Liberia. Let me tell you, the damage they caused that country when they went there. They looted the
Okay.
entire nation.
Okay. Now we
They
talk.
loot,
Yes.
they looted the fucking
Yeah.
country,
Yes.
and they killed
It's
people.
red.
Mm.
No, you don't need to talk.
Honest, let me get into it. Let me, Dennis, Dennis, let me tell you this. Let me tell you the secret of what went on in
No.
that same
No,
country.
nobody want to hear from the CD. We don't
Dennis,
want to know. You're
Dennis,
talking rubbish.
I would tell you that. I would tell you that.
No, CD.
Do you
Yeah.
know why? Do you know
Dino,
why Trump is going after
me and you
Liberian right
in this
now? Because half of the
issue.
Nigerian that live in America
You
carrying the
know.
Liberian passport. They
Oh,
can destroy people passport everywhere.
Yes.
A lot of Nigerians.
And Sierra
That's what they
Leone
did.
passport for that
They
matter.
looted the country. They looted everything.
ah,
These people, they are just criminals. Oh my God, Dennis. Okay,
yeah.
you're not going
He
to
wants,
agree
he
with
wants,
me.
he wants to rewrite history because he hates Nigeria. You can hate all you want. We still
Nobody hates
No, it
Nigeria.
Nobody
doesn't
You
hate.
hate.
see,
Nobody
we've
hates
heard this.
Nigeria. Nobody
We've
You
hates
heard
Nigeria.
this
do.
Nobody.
time and
You
time
do.
again.
Nobody does.
Nobody hates
Nobody does.
Nigeria.
Nobody
Nobody hates
hates.
Nigeria.
Yes, diners. These guys are nobody, so their opinion doesn't count. All they do, they can say all crazy stuff. It doesn't matter. We don't care.
Can I go
First
after
thing,
him
first,
based on answering the question of last
Yeah,
time?
that's fine. Let her smart go ahead. What's smart?
Yeah.
First thing first, man, salute to your platform, man. Salute to your tours, man. You're hoping everybody going to Africa, even while they watching the platform, man, or either after they watch it on the playback to watch what you're doing, man. And, maybe if they know somebody that want to do a tour, want to buy a shirt or want to support, and they with the Pan-African movement, man, I hope everybody go through and support your platform, man, and keep doing what you're doing, my brother. You know what I'm saying? 2026, more life, more tours, more cash. You get what I'm saying, man?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, Uncle
now,
Sim. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
no problem, man. It always just shocks me on like how when I went to Nigeria and then when I saw what I saw and I talked to some of the people over there, when I came on this platform and said what I said, it was everybody just jumped. It was like me against 1,000 Nigerians or 1,000 Africans. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then when it get to the point to where the only thing that I said is that Nigeria is not trying to support itself. So meaning by that is that it's not doing anything to support the people per capita. You know what I'm saying? If you have for every 40 to 60 every 40 to 60 miles, you should at least have a water treatment center. For every 60 to 150 miles, you should have a waste management system. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just basic.
Yeah.
That's not even hard stuff to do. So you have all these Nigerians coming up on here talking about the rich areas and all that. You get what I'm saying? But even in the rich areas, you got bad plumbing, you got bad sewage, you got bad water treatment. You have no water treatment. Out of 230 million people, you have 6 water treatment centers in the whole fucking country. In Georgia, where it's 6 to 8 million people, it's over 16 water treatment centers just in one state. So when you get to something that is most basic, we talking about water, food, shelter. It doesn't have that. It doesn't grant that to its citizen. So therefore, you have a people that what else do they have to depend on, Diners? Well, you can't depend on clean water, when you can't depend on good roads, when you can't depend on fresh food, when you can't depend on decency far as the police and the corruption. The only thing you can do is depend on Jesus and God and religion. You get what I'm saying? We have a little bit of that in America, just like when I was growing up. But the good thing about America is that if you work hard enough and you're smart enough, you can get into a job and you realize, like, I ain't just got to be happy with waking up in the morning. I ain't got to struggle and be like, God will fix it. If it's meant for me to have it, God will bless me with it. You can get in your car, get on the internet, go search for a job and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that is it. Now, if you still want to give that to God because God helped you pass your driver license test or help you get a date. You get what I'm saying? Help you find $5 on the ground and you call it a blessing. That's what you choose to do. But there's nobody sitting up here suffering in America because they forced to suffer. You get what I'm saying? But in Nigeria, it's a hands-to-mouth kind of society. You got people over there living day to day when they don't have no hope. You get what I'm saying? They looking up to the power struggle. They looking up to the power, and the power struggle is oppressing the people. And now you got these prosperity preachers out here that demanding money from they looking up to them now. So they looking up to the government and they looking up to these prosperity preachers. That's what's going on right now. And you taking those type of people that have nothing and giving them something while you waving the Bible ahead, it stunts the mental growth. So it ain't the power, it ain't the point that a lot of people is talented, because you can get goddamn the dream team back in the 80s. If they didn't have a good coach, they wouldn't have did shit. You can do all the alley-oops and the three-point shots all you want to. You can have the best talent. You need to have a coach. You need to have assistant coaches. You need to have people to, hey man, you know what? Your time is up, man. Let me pull you out. Because sometimes if you're a superstar dynast and you talented, you know this for playing football. Some guys don't want to leave the field. I played football. I seen a dude with his arm down there hanging off. He didn't want to leave the field. It took somebody to look at him and say, hey man, you know, sub out, man. Come on there. Coach the other brother. Coach this other brother right there. He got talented too. Talk. But that's not happening over there. And that same type of way, the way the Africans are, especially in West Africa, it's the same way we operate in America, where we tell each other the game is to be sold, not told. Well, we don't help each other in America. We feel like helping a brother out is some type of way going to pull us down. And that's, you can tell where that comes from the original hoes in Africa. The original whole black people in Africa. We are amalgamation of tribes in the United States. We're forced to be one for white supremacy. That's the one good thing about white supremacy in America. It forces black people that, even though we don't all like each other, to call all of us call each other black. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody get offended if you say black men are African men. Some people like the word black man, black American. Some people like the word African American. But when you got this situation over in Africa where it's so many splinter cells that nothing is not going to get done, and you got the people bound down to their knees, fetching water, area, catching typhoid, you get what I'm saying, working for 60 to 80,000 naira, which is the average, which is at $40 to $50. How can you win when the majority of your public is like that? And the only thing that I ask that I can tell when nobody's about revolution, when everybody walking around in flip-flops. Ain't nobody gonna take you serious when a revolution, when you walk around with your motherfucking toes out. I know it.
No, you gotta stop it.
I love my uncle.
Well, Mike, Hustle Smart. I disagree, and the reason why I gotta push back Hustle Smart, because the Viet Cong, no, all they had was flip flops, and they would come out with that.
But what I'm saying is, they was willing.
Afghanistan.
Well, hold on though. But those same people was willing. Those people was willing to pick up the pitchforks and whatever tools they was using in their farms to go fight and kill.
But why you didn't mention about the begging at the airport? You didn't experience that? The entire population at the airport in Lagos begging people for money.
Begging.
Well, see, that's a given. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a given when you walk.
They do it in Sierra Leone and Liberia.
You're gonna damn near get molested trying to get out the airport. You get what I'm saying? For somebody begging, you know. And this is the funny thing that always trips me out. The men beg more than the women. The men with their toes. Hold on for a second. Hold on. I want everybody to hear this real well. The men beg with their toes out, playing in their nose for whatever weird ass reason, standing there playing in their nose and playing in their teeth, will beg you for some small. You get what I'm saying? Just get with their hands out. You get what I'm saying? And the women are out here trying to hustle. How can a society get raised like that? All them other group of people, when it's time to fight, they want to fight against the oppressor. They was willing to die. Right. You get what I'm saying? In they flip-flops, in they moccasins. Right. The Nigerians ain't trying to do nothing. The Nigerians are just like Americans when it was time to fight against, when they had the police shooting. The Americans out here crumping, shaking their ass, doing splits in the street. The Nigerians out here goddamn shaking their ass the same way. Doing nothing. One gunshot, 12 million people go to running. How the hell everybody gonna run off one gunshot? So what I'm saying is that the fear, and then everybody coming up over here talking like it's some type of potential. It is no potential there. It is no potential.
No.
That it's people that's waiting to leave. It's people that's begging to leave. It's people that's praying to leave. All the potential is trying to get the hell off and over there. They're trying to go to the UK. They're trying to go to America. Hell, they're trying to go to Belgium. Even though goddamn Belgium killed 8 million of them, they'll goddamn slap you
with other
and
people's
kidnap my
passports
son to
also.
get
Can
to
you let
Belgium.
can you let the guy speak, please? You don't have to
So-
say
Oh, he just-
something.
No, he's
You don't have to
trying
say
to remind
anything.
you that
We're listening to him.
because no,
We're not
he's saying
listening
that
to
you
you.
guys use the other people's passport. You don't use Nigerian passport. Why?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen,
I've
I
never had
understand.
that
Let me
problem.
land the plane, and then
Hurry up and land so I can speak
let me
out to you,
land the
my
plane
man.
so I can pass
No,
the
you
mic.
shut up.
All I'm saying is this right here. If when you see something broke, either you're gonna fix it or the powers that be gonna fix it. If you don't see those two things happening, it has no potential. You can say that clock has potential to work, but if nobody is trying to fix it, and everybody, you got this set the group praying for it, praying to Jesus. You got this set of people praying to Allah. You got the government saying, hey, we're tough and we're resilient. Nothing ain't happening to the clock. And that's like Nigeria. The one thing that Jagun said today that I appreciate, he said, even though I hate to hear him talk about Nigeria like he got a cup of coffee and some biscuits in his hand, you know what I'm saying? Even though I hate to hear him talk about Nigeria sounding like he a part of the royal delegation, is that Nigeria's getting worse. When I talk to the people that I talk to, all of them is getting worse. All of them is catching more malaria. It's more typhoid. I just had my friend talk the other day. She in her bed and scorpions find she get bit by scorpion. Then her neighbors, they got snakes running around there. They got mosquitoes. They got these gangster mosquitoes that big as flies over there. You know, I remember when I was growing up, we used to have this trucks used to drive around.
Come to an end, man. Round it up,
this
man.
the last thing. They used to spray this white stuff to fumigate for the mosquitoes. You get what I'm saying?
How about the currency? Naira is in free fall too. Do you realize that?
You guys, you're on a different level.
Man. I passed the mic.
All right, go ahead, go ahead, Jagun. After Jagun,
All right.
I gotta pass
It was somebody said something earlier. And I wanted to make sure that we're speaking on the same hymn sheet. It's really strange how we have conversations. You can tell from people's strange supportive laughters and strange utterances that they have hate in their heart for real. What's going on? If we're not going to take the warning of the young lady who said if Nigeria explodes with 240 million people, that takes over the whole of West Africa, upsets the whole place. I don't know who wants that. I really, really don't. It's like we don't have enough problems. We don't know how to support each other, is what this panel is telling me. When I listen to it, I'm seeing people just coming out with all their level of emotional disgust. Ridiculous. Children. The thing that my guy was saying about the South and how Nigeria is known. Nigeria gets its name from the people of the South more than anywhere else. The biggest influences of that country is from the South. The biggest drive for success, the biggest drive for notoriety in a positive sense is strictly the South. It doesn't come from the West. So it's from the North. The North, who have been running our government for a long time, and failing the country, basically, they wanted to tax the money that comes in through I beg your pardon, through the payments, remittances. They wanted to tax that. And then if you look at remittances in the world, the remittance money that comes into Nigeria is greater than the oil industry. I'm sure most people are aware of that. That money is coming strictly from the east, south, and the west. Strictly. Because as somebody said, there are no Fulanis really over in this country. Now the Fulanis came in with their small numbers, interrupted the country and what the Hausas were doing, took the whole people over and oppressed them. And that's what they have been doing since they entered into Nigeria. Now, somebody not recognizing that simple fact is somebody who's not willing to tell the truth about what's happening on the ground in Africa. There are no
Can I
Christians.
respond to this tribal? Can I respond to this tribal
No,
bigger
just let me
explanation?
finish.
No.
I'm not being tribal.
I gotta pass the mic after.
Yeah, I'm not being
Dennis,
tribal.
but Dennis,
We
here
can't
is my
talk
time,
rubbish.
Dennis.
Hold on, Jagoon. You
Dennis.
got Jagoon. No. Jagoon, you got 45 seconds. I gotta pass the mic to CJ.
All right, no worries. I'm sure it will come back to me if I take the time to be here. The thing what I'm saying is we're not having an honest conversation. We're having a conversation full of spite in our heart. And I'm thinking, where are you going with this? After we finish hating Nigerians, hating Biafrans, as my man would always speak, hating Yorubas, as he would always speak, what do we do now? When these are the actual people who are making West Africa run. No one else is. West Africa is poor as shit. West Africa hasn't got no reason. West Africa is poor. Look at this idiot laughing like a gazoo.
I had it all now.
All right, guys. I gotta pass the
Carry
mic.
on laughing.
Dennis.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, man, pass the mic, bro.
Go ahead, CJ.
Hey, what's up, Dynas? Thank you for having me on.
No problem.
Yeah, I remember seeing the title from a few weeks ago, so I was waiting to hear from this. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say that, there is, Nigerians are a talk of, different, areas, but it's just due to population, but it's also due to, things such as the economics of Nigeria too. So yeah, I mean, if you got 1 out of every 4, sub-Saharan Africans being Nigerian, I mean, that's going to have a heavy impact on how people view not only Africa, but Nigerians in general. And about half of all West Africans are Nigerian. I mean, a lot of these countries in West Africa are they're not even the size, they're smaller than some individual states in Nigeria. There's 4 or 5 states that are bigger than most of West African countries in terms of population. Yeah. And that's after states were even divided further on when they started at 12 and went to 60 to 36. So you can imagine. Yeah, I mean, the issue with Nigeria is that, I think I said it last time I was on your panel, Dynas, is that Nigeria will be a big embarrassment very soon because, the economic collapse that's going to happen, the societal collapse that's going to happen is going to be the major news in Africa and, in certain areas of the global South in regards to just the amount of people that will be pouring into other countries from Nigeria, because at the rate that Nigeria is going, with its inflation, with its mismanagement, with the insecurity issue, people are going to get desperate and people are going to basically seek out other opportunities. Now, some groups may have a little bit more ability to withstand some of those issues, as far as, maybe just their resolve or their economic practices, or even in the part of Nigeria they're in. If they're in a certain part of Nigeria, there's going to be a little bit more cushion for certain groups, and other groups won't have as much cushion. So, it's going to get ugly. And I said it before, and, Dynas, you had a guy, his name is, I think, Ebube.
Uh-huh.
And I during that time that you had him on, I was not able to get on because I was always had something going on during those times. And he would talk about how Nigeria is going to be this great economic power and how it's trending. You cannot build economic greatness of a country if you're not actually planning it. When you look at the Chinese, right, when you look at those, when you look at Singapore, they planned their economic greatness. You don't get economic greatness just because your population is growing. And every time he would talk, I'm like, this guy does not know what he's talking about. My dad actually did international business in Nigeria from the United States. And I saw, as he was trying to manage his business, as that Naira kept depreciating in value, it made his business harder to manage until he had to end the business because the economics of Nigeria was not set up in a way for it to prosper the totality of Nigeria. And when you have a country with 220, 30 million people, and you only got a couple of international airports and one truly functioning seaport for importation, you are clogging up your economic opportunity that is not going to be able to expand the way it's supposed to or be as free as it's supposed to. It's like trying to pick up it's like if you pick up 100-pound weight and someone told you can only do it with one arm instead of 2. you're going to be strained as a person, even though you're strong, because you're only using one arm. You're going to have problems.
I got to mute you, Jagoon. You got a bunch of background noise. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been seeing it's Nigeria's going to go to collapse. If you think you're complaining now, you'll be complaining more. You're just going to be complaining. Like, it's going to be a topic you're going to pull up, and you're going to say CJ was right. I remember when CJ was saying Nigeria is not built. Listen, best case scenario, Nigeria becomes Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. A big land mass where the people
let him talk. Let him talk.
Because y'all know,
let him finish.
You know I'm cooking with hot grease right now. That's why you're trying to interrupt. You know I'm cooking with hot grease.
Shut your mouth, man.
Right now. That's why you're trying to interrupt. Nigeria's best scenario at the rate it's going is to become the DRC. A big land with resources underneath, with the masses being used as slaves to bring it out the ground for multinational corporations, ran by Europeans, ran by the Chinese. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you become Sudan as it is presently today.
All right, let me pass the mic to African Giant 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, African Giant. Unmute yourself, African Giant. African Giant 1, 2, 3. Unmute yourself. Okay. Go ahead, M.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I want to touch on a couple of things I heard earlier. Also, my comment I wanted to make earlier. I could comment on Nigerians from my own perspective, but don't think that I'm trying to actually say I'm an authority, because I have never been in Nigeria. I just go off of news reports, history, articles and whatnot. So based on my personal experience, according to the topic, is the world having like Nigerian fatigue? I think the different tribes of Nigerians conduct themselves and represent themselves differently. So I don't think the world is having Nigerian fatigue. I'm not going to say they're having Igbo fatigue. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of Nigerians are very pleasant, especially the Muslims or the Yorubas. They treat us with somewhat respect, but a lot of people are not really looking at the fact that Nigeria was named by Flora Shaw, a British journalist. They're still controlled. The majority of resources are still controlled by a British corporation, Unilever, and this creates artificial scarcity. And according to Maslowian psychology, if people don't have their food, clothing, shelter, their basic necessities met, you're going to see things like crime. The lady was talking about earlier, saying that the Nigerians are doing this and doing that type of crime. Crime is not uncommon amongst all people. And usually it has something to do with poverty. So until they address where is the money from the oil going, the British Petroleum, where is the money from all these resources is going, you're going to have this poverty. You're going to have people doing whatever it takes to satisfy their basic needs. And also you're going to have crime. They're going to have this mentality of desperation because they're not able to enjoy the wealth of their country because nobody want to address. And I think one of the main problems with Nigeria is the fact that the people appreciate being a British Commonwealth. And that comes with being able to go to London, being able to be in Europe. They don't want to give that up. Just like what Hong Kong was finna lose. They lost their British citizenship because China basically took Hong Kong, but they fought because they was going to lose their access to London. But because you want this access to London, you're going to be able to tolerate all of this oppression and all of this exploitation. But you want to keep that access to London. You can't have it both ways. Now, this is what they call liberalism, artificial peace. Artificial, in order to keep this peace, you're willing to accept all of this disrespect and all of this exploitation. And that's what's really going on in Nigeria. And that's why you see so many people in desperation and not able to fully have actualization, like wealth, because the chiefs who made the deal, like doing slavery when it was the Royal African Company, then there's the Royal Niger Company doing colonialism, then it was the United African Company, then it's Unilever, and then they gave you Nigeria to let you think you got a country, but all of the resources is still being controlled and the chiefs who made the deals to sell us out during slavery? Because I want to address what the guy said earlier about Islam. You look at the playbook. I know Dynas, I done heard him talk about he was in football. If you know the person's playbook, you can pretty much predict the future. The white people, when they went to Mexico with the Aztecs, what's his name was Cortez, they used the same playbook that Ferdinand used in Spain against the King of Grenada, divide and conquer. You find differences amongst the people, like when Pope Nicholas ordered that all Muslims become slaves. The Christians and Nigerians, or the Christians in Africa, was able to benefit from that because they not Muslim. That was an internal division that always existed, but they was able to use this side to go against the other side, and then eventually they got everything right now. You see what I'm saying? This is the same thing happening. Instead of y'all looking at the big picture, right, all the resources and wealth is being controlled by Britain, Europe. Y'all focusing on Fulanis, this Christian group, that group, infighting, instead of y'all looking at, oh, these people is the one getting all the money. If we get rid of them, like with self-determination, Zimbabwe was once Rhodesia. When Mugabe took over, he renamed it. Nigeria wasn't always called. That's when somebody able to name you like this, and you are holding on to that name, and you're able to come to London as a what they call it, as a token. Okay, everybody in the British Commonwealth get to go to London. You still under their control. Okay, you don't. If you change Nigeria, maybe you're not going to be part of the British Commonwealth no more. You might not get to London, but at least you got access to your land, and you could actually stop a lot of this crime that's based on poverty, based on lack of resources, which is artificially induced. That's pretty much all the topics I wanted to touch on, though.
All right, Burkina Bay, go ahead.
Dennis, can I come in?
No, it's Burkina Bay, sir. Go ahead, Burkina Bay.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Thank you for receiving me, Dynas. So I wanted to add a little to the conversation. This is an interesting conversation, okay? Now, I'm going to start with the fact that Nigeria is part of the Commonwealth, okay? Based on observation, I'm forced to believe that Nigeria was, the Nigerians, or Nigeria as a country, the political leaders were tricked into believing that they were equals into this Commonwealth that they're part of, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I am from a country that is part of the Commonwealth, and it's Canada, all right? So clearly, England, every time dealing with Canada, they're not giving the same treatment that they give to Canada as compared to the treatment that they give to Nigeria, okay? We're forced to see it based on the underdevelopment and the chaos that we see happening in Nigeria. Because if Nigeria was given the same treatment as Canada, for instance, okay, then we wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing right now in Nigeria. All right. So then, if that's the case, but then why not break from the Commonwealth? Because the AES would be more than happy to receive y'all. You get what I'm saying? Because this has been happening for a very long time. But then that takes us to the very next thing I want to talk about. Because the Nigerian people, again, based on observation, I feel like they don't have enough of a fighting spirit as far as protests, okay? The people, I think should be more ready to fight every time it's needed, okay? And I'll give just one simple example. How do you guys all sit home and watch your president allow the United States to bomb a territory that you guys are living on? Albeit that it's an empty territory, as Dinah said, okay? But still, how is it that Donald Trump did it and you guys are all sitting home watching? You get what I'm saying? There isn't as much protest as, for instance, we can see in the AES, okay? There are people in the AES sleeping on the street, all right, so that they can protect their president. And here we're talking about civilians, all right? Those are civilians sleeping on the street, right? Watching, just as though there was no military, all right? And this is something that is not seen in Nigeria. All right. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about, because earlier I heard
because people have common sense here.
Pardon me?
I said you don't see that because people have common sense here. You understand?
All right, that's fine. That's fine. By the way, I'm not speaking from a place of hate, all right? Because I love Nigeria. Nigerians are family, by the way. So I'm not a hater out here, all right?
Any place you want,
No.
we don't care.
Now, earlier I heard Hustle Smart say something about the fact that there's many males and that it's mostly Nigerian males that are begging, all right? I heard him talk about it, all right? But then
I think that
I'll tell you one thing, all right?
So it is normal for him to speak about it, so it's okay.
Okay, but Hustle Smart said it earlier, all right? He said that it was mostly the males that were begging, all right? But then Hustle Smart, yeah. Hustle Smart, I'll tell you one thing that my uncle told me, okay? Because my uncle grew up in Burkina Faso, and he told me that growing up, all right, most of the prostitutes in the country were all Nigerian ladies, all right? They were all from Nigeria, and like nobody really knew like how they made it in the country, but like all the prostitutes around were like Niger ladies. You get what I'm saying? They were all speaking English, and it was a known fact. And he told me that it wasn't just in Burkina Faso; it was like pretty much in every French-speaking countries. You get what I'm saying?
A shower, a whoosha, a shower, a whoosha. I agree with you.
Uncle Sweet Larry.
All right. So as much as like their males are begging, clearly we see like what their ladies are doing, and this shouldn't be happening. They need to put things together. Like they need to be more responsible, take responsibility, and do what needs to be done so that the country can look better, so that all these little things stop happening. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
It is funny to see a Burkina Faso giving that advice. You have to look in the mirror first. You understand me?
Okay, yeah. Dennis, I think it's my turn now.
Okay,
Dennis.
but I'm not done. So instead of you guys taking responsibility and trying things and doing what you need to do, but then instead what I'm hearing is that exactly what my uncle told me, right? It looks like now there are like Nigerian pimps who exported this concept all the way to Europe, all right? So now they're trafficking like Nigerian ladies to England, to France, to Belgium, to places like that. And those are Nigerians, like Nigerian pimps selling their sisters, bro. You get what I'm saying? So I have a lot of pain looking at this, all right? Looking at brothers selling their sisters, bro.
You need to focus.
Don't you guys feel this?
And they put chemical on their body too. They bleach their body, they take off their skin, and put them into those sex, houses.
Right, I see that first CD. Yeah, man.
They bleach them. You go to Abidjan, they all over Nigeria, young Nigerian
Bleach.
lady. At the age of 12, they take off their skin. And their skin, you literally can see blood on their skin. Sad.
Yes.
Yeah, but
no, it's
but
just
that's what I'm saying. So
how did you
all
know
of this is happening.
CD, how did you
Have
know
you finished
that?
yet,
How
Bokina?
did you know that? CD,
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
What
I'm not done yet. Yeah, I'm not done yet, but I'm going to be quick. All right. So yeah,
Okay.
so this is what I was saying. So like instead of taking responsibility, like those same pimps that have been flooding West Africa, selling their sisters, they exported this all the way to Europe, right? So things are getting worse. You get what I'm saying? So you guys really need to do something about this, right? You guys need to like, everything is a learning, okay? We need to start learning. And the Nigerian as a people didn't learn like the protest spirit, the fighting spirit, all right? And it's never too late to learn that, all right? You guys need to go after your government, like your political leaders. If you guys need to do the overthrowing, like just do it. Don't even wait after the military, right? Go on the street and get the job done. In Burkina Faso, we did it. The people kicked Blaise Compaoré out of power. It's not even the military who did it. The
No,
people
it was
came
the
out
military. You never, the
and
people
kicked him
never
out, and the guy fled, bro.
we know
He
what
fled to
happened
the
then.
Ivory Coast.
The story,
And
right?
Senegal as well, right? The young youth came out and uprised, right? Burkina, in Senegal, the
Right.
young generation came out in the streets. And Kenya, they came out in the
Exactly.
streets.
What
You know,
happened?
and
Exactly.
The same youth
Exactly.
came up
okay,
against
you finished Burkina? You finished now?
Yeah, I'm done.
came up
I'm done. You can. I'm done.
government.
Okay, UFC, if you don't mind, it's my turn now, okay?
Yeah,
And
no
listen,
problem.
guys.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I ain't got no problem against Nigerian people, man. I grew up in Nigerian people.
You can
Yeah,
get
especially the
you can say
especially the
whatever you
Yoruba.
want. This is
Yeah,
social media.
especially the Yoruba.
You can say it on
Of course,
social media
can
freely. That's
can you
okay.
mute? Can you mute?
Shut the fuck
All
up,
right,
bro.
just mute.
Don't come here and interrupt people. You
Just
think
mute,
who hate
please.
Nigeria?
Your
Fuck out
father,
of here.
your mother.
Yeah, listen.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We
He need to go. He need to go. Yeah, he need to go with that.
But you know the funny thing though, if somebody was to
He need to
talk to
go.
that, hold on for a second, my brother. If somebody was to talk to that female the same way she disrespecting black men up here, people think they hate hate their mamas. I hate when females get up here and think that they can disrespect men talking. Nobody interrupted you when you was talking, but you feel the need to talk when everybody else talking and nobody ain't saying a word to you. But if somebody say the little slick shit that's coming out your mouth, you get what I'm saying? People be saying that we hate women. So let's just show everybody show some respect. You get what I'm saying? If men get out of line, they get checked. And if a woman get out of line, she get checked too. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Uncle Smith. I mean, the thing is, a lot of the problems we have, right, is people that don't take accountability. It is lack of responsibility in West African males, not only Nigerian, it's really high. Okay, we just need to. I have sat here and take criticism. So, like today, I have people already insulted me and insulted my tribe, but I'm not going to go into that because I've been called tribalistic guy. That's fine. You know, when you defend your tribe or your people, they call it tribalistic. But let's make that one clear. In Nigeria, the person that introduced Sharia law in northern Nigeria is not a northern president. He was a southerner called Olusoga Obasanjo. He's the one that introduced Sharia law in Nigeria. Let's make that clear first. Okay. The thing is,
he didn't propose it. He didn't propose it.
But he was the president.
Anyway,
He could
you
have
believe what you
refused
want.
it.
You believe what you want, bro. Your own timeless history.
I know you like to interrupt me. God, look at that.
It was part of the deal for him to be president. He had to
Leave him. He just wants to point the finger.
I'm not.
But stop interrupting
That's how
the
he
guy.
speaks. He can't help himself.
Stop
He can't
interrupting
make a point
when you
without
start,
pointing the finger.
Diners, remember when this guy starts speaking, I'll interrupt him throughout. Okay?
Hold on. Well, Africa, you got a minute. I got to pass it to Jagoon.
He just interrupted me all this time.
Okay, you got a minute. Go. You got to pass it to Jagoon. Go ahead. You got a minute.
Can I speak?
Just pass it. Yeah.
Jagoon. Go ahead, Africa.
Okay. The thing is, I know Nigeria people, and I've lived with them. I know them very well. I know Nigerian by different tribe, different ethnic group. I know their characters. I born and raised with them. I have traveled around. There's nothing they can tell me that I don't know. Okay, I have enough sample to tell you that there are a lot of bad people in the country and there are a lot of good people in the country. I'm not going to generalize. However, those that you see on the internet, okay, they're just fake. The genuine Nigerian people you meet, you know. I have met decent Nigerian people, but then you have loads of people who have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer themselves, not alone their family. You know, they haven't set a good example as a human being in this world, not alone to actually talk about something else. So I don't have time. I don't waste my time with them people. Because if I see them down the street, I would not even, not to be big headed, but I probably would even blink an eye on them, not alone speak to them. I pass the mic.
All right, go ahead, Jagoon.
Thank you very much. You see, again, another thing I want to make mention of is, and it really doesn't let me know that in our own countries, we are not seeing enough suffering, which is why we can point the finger and laugh and just be stupid and then pretend the stupidity is coming from elsewhere. Very, very funny people we are. You know, the desperation in a country like Nigeria is not easy. There's no country in West Africa that is as desperate in nature as Nigeria. Why? Again, because of population. It's the population that adjusts the way our culture behaves or misbehaves. It's our population that says that we are aggressive. Yes, we are aggressive because we need to be. a country of 140 million people, with a government that's doing nothing for us. Every individual in Nigeria is a self-made individual. They're made by their families. They're not made by the government. They're not assisted by the government. And you guys are speaking as though you know what you're talking about, and you don't. Clearly, you don't. It's clear. You're just pointing the fingers and just being stupid. For goodness sake. I mean, when you're desperate, you do anything. There was a time in Nigeria, you can't see any Nigerian prostitute. But today you can. Why? Because our culture has fallen from what it was to what it is today, which is a broken one. It is made to be broken. It has been broken for us. We're not doing a lot to help. I don't take that away from anybody. I know who I am. I know who Nigerians are. I know who West Africans are. I know who black people are. And we're all much of the same. Because we have different names, different titles. Somebody will say, oh, how you accept that name? The name's been given and it's been there for so long. Not one of us can change it. Even though it has been put up in Parliament in the 1970s that Nigeria should change its name. It hasn't done so. It hasn't done so. But this is not going to... Some people will say, why are you in England? I mean, what kind of stupid question is that? What do you mean, why am I in England? What do you mean? Why are you in America? Why are black people in America? They're with their colonizers. They're with their slaveholders. Why have they chosen them? You know, people always asking stupid questions. Always on this channel. And it just lets me know the level of intellect that we do not have among us. We're tramps, speaking like tramps. We can't speak to what is the issue and how can we alleviate this issue. No. We'll prefer to point fingers, bring each other down, start embarrassing conversations here, and pretend that I'm the one who's guilt free. I'm guilt free from all of this. Idiot, bloody fool. Dan, thank you.
Can I speak now?
Dennis,
Hold on. Jagun, hold on. Jagun, you done?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go
Dennis.
ahead, V. Go ahead. It's
Oh
V's
my,
turn. Go ahead,
I
V.
mean,
oh my God.
I know sometimes when we talking about issues, particularly concerning Nigeria, it could come across as being hateful and, sort of don't appreciate what Nigeria is. Nigeria as a country and as a people, there are great people among Nigerians. Our frustration in West Africa, from our point of view, is if Nigeria rises, the whole of West Africa will rise because you have the population, you have a huge landmass, and you also have a lot of mineral resources, But as it stands, Nigeria isn't doing so, and it's making it very difficult to handle Nigerians when they come out, because there's, unfortunately, we keep saying that the Nigerians that travel through the West Africa, so go through other African countries, particularly in West Africa, they are not the best of Nigerians, unfortunately. You get the best of Nigerians, they go elsewhere because sometimes they have the knowledge, they have the education, or they have the resources. So they'll go to places like America or Europe or somewhere else. But unfortunately, the ones that come to West Africa are the pretty desperate ones. And that is what a lot of West Africans are.
Dusty ones, my sister.
That's what a lot of West Africans are experiencing. You see, and it's not that within the West Africa we are perfect. No country in West Africa is perfect. We all have our social issues. We all have our messy and our dirt and everything else. But then when you have a huge group of people also coming in to compound on the problem, then you get the locals that they're feeling very desperate and they want something to be done about it. Nobody hates Nigerians. I, for one, would want to see Nigeria rise. It would be great for West Africa if Nigeria rises. But, sometimes we have to accept criticism as well. And if sometimes they're saying that the people who are the closest to you, the people that love you, they're the one that most likely to criticize you.
That's us in Nigeria. We critique ourselves.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sis. Thank you.
Everybody criticize. West Africa, we have to criticize ourselves. And Nigeria,
well said, sister. Well said.
Nigeria, we are huge, you are huge as a nation. And if you can rise, it will be great for the whole region. Because the West Africa, I'm ashamed of the whole of West Africa anyway. I'm ashamed of Africa, but I'm terribly ashamed of West Africa because with all the resources, West Africa hold a huge deposit of resources. Our population isn't that big either with the landmass that we sit on. But look at the state of the place. It's in a mess. Lack of leadership. And now
Why
you
is it
see
a
that
mess? Why is it a mess?
it's terrible leadership. Terrible leadership.
That's
After
all it
the
is. That's all it is.
what that is
No,
not
there's
the
more to that.
problem. No. Can
Hey,
I finish, please?
let her
Don't
finish.
interrupt me.
We got some new people on the panel.
Let me finish. It's terrible leadership because I believe that if you get one, sometimes you just need one person leading, you don't need a whole mass. And if they take the right direction, you will see the vast and the huge people will follow them. Like their alliance are doing now. People may say, oh, they are undemocratic and they are becoming dictatorial and they did. But the youth can see where they want to take their countries to. And so they too want to hoping to replicate it within their countries because we find these so-called democratic leaders that they are so bad, they are so corrupt, they are so disgusting, and a huge portion of it is the Nigerian leadership. So you can't say that they're all the same. They all support each other. They all back each other up. And they're also corrupt. We don't have democracy in West Africa. And if people say, oh, well, we don't want the military coup either, what choice are they offering the youth in West Africa? Nothing. The leadership over there is offering them absolute nothing. So if you don't want the coups, why don't you do better with the so-called democratic dispensation that we're supposed to be practicing?
V, I got to pass the mic. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Niger. Go ahead, Niger. Let me yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Diners, thank you for having me. Greetings to everybody on the panel, chat, and the viewers. I didn't know that Nigeria was that recognized for us to be having fatigue right now. If for everything I know a lot of people consume Nigerian music and movies and stuff like that. But by and large, especially on the continent, all you tend to hear is negative stuff about this thing, Nigeria, constantly. And sometimes I feel like there's so much that is put on Nigerians, like they expect us to, somehow emerge and save everybody. In reality, Nigeria could be a distraction for other people so that you guys can actually do better for yourselves. And for the fault of Nigerians, like if I look at West Africa now and you see Ghana as the most xenophobic of all the West African nations, and they will say, oh, it's because Nigerians did that. But we have more Nigerians in Cameroon, we have more Nigerians in Benin Republic. Why don't we hear all those things? There are Nigerians in Togo too. There are Nigerians in Cote d'Ivoire. There are Nigerians in Liberia, this is Sierra Leone, all of them. So people, when they have a nature of backstabbing their own people, they and West Africans, they pretend as if that's not what they are doing.
What we're seeing.
And the truth is that when I don't think even Nigerians know. Nigeria seems like a country that is suffering from amnesia and a level of trauma. Because if you look at many West African countries, you have to give it to them, like Benin Republic, Ghana, and all that. They know about the diaspora strongly. You can see when the diaspora come, they recognize them. But Nigeria doesn't even seem to remember at all. It's like we've forgotten completely. Like when I should speak him, none of them, they barely even remember anything about that this guy is a returning son. Nothing like that. And I look at Nigeria and I wonder, what is it we are specifically targeted or something? Because the same thing is happening to the north of Nigeria, whereby the Arab slave trade occurred there. No sign that they even recognize that something like that happened. So Nigeria, from that point of view, there is a serious issue that Nigeria needs to address. But that said, the good that Nigeria has done in many African countries, I'm beginning to think that maybe Nigerians should be focusing on themselves far more than worrying about other people, because this is what you get. Because from Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, Ethiopia, name them, so many countries that Nigeria has gone.
South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa, we literally took a pay cut. Our civil servants took a pay cut to support South Africans. One of the issues, what's his name, Abiola faced when he was running for presidency was because he wanted to support African Americans for reparation. How many African leaders have done that? They are running for office. One of their position was to support African Americans for their reparation. All these things may be the reasons why Nigeria is heavily targeted. Murtala Mohammed, one of the things he stood for when he came to office was to help liberate Africans. He worked with the Angolans, supported them heavily. So if you look at on and on the good that Nigeria has done for a country that has it's not even a superpower. I don't even know how many countries in the West has actually sacrificed so much for other nations as Nigeria has done for African countries. But when you hear them talk about it, Somalia, when Somalians will come here and be talking all kinds of stuff, you wouldn't even know that Nigerians were training their police officers. You wouldn't even know that. If you go behind the scenes, you see what Nigerians are doing. No, I just thought I should raise some of all these things, because when all you hear about Nigerians is the negative part, when Nigerians do some negative stuff, that's all you hear about them. But some of the good that Nigeria has done on that continent, if we start listing them, it's endless. And it really frustrates me that Nigerian leaders, they don't talk about these things. Maybe because they fear, because of the example of Abiola and Murtala Mohammed, they don't want to come out openly and say they are supporting African countries. I don't know why they do that. But the truth is that we are making a lot of sacrifices. And for the life of me, I really think that Nigeria should do something different. They should change tack. They should become more nationalistic. Because if you are not strong yourself, how can you help other people? You have to make yourself extremely strong.
Can I ask you, Naja, my brother, make a Naja go one way. Let me ask you a quick question. Is Nigeria, is your thought on Nigeria taking tact just because of the negative notions that you hear? Or do you not see it more important that an open market is created upon the African continent, starting with West Africa? What's more purposeful for you?
I think the open market is very important. And I also think that Nigeria itself should seriously rethink the way it is approaching the continent, because like if you look at many West African countries around us, many of them enjoyed for decades cheap energy because of Nigeria. Cheap energy, some of them even till today, they're still enjoying cheap energy because of Nigeria. And Nigerians don't even have that benefit. For the life of me, I don't know why Nigeria is behaving like this. But if you see the amount of good, the potential good that Nigeria could do. What was that? Yeah.
Just a minute. If you have gas, in abundance, and somebody comes to you and buy the gas from you and pay you, isn't it business? So why do you, and if you that have the gas cannot use the gas to power your own country, is that the fault of the person coming to you to buy the gas?
Nobody said it's their fault. Did you hear me saying anything about the fault? I'm just saying that I'm trying to describe.
Other people benefited from Nigeria and have not appreciated what Nigeria does. When it comes to West Africa, we all help each other. We all did. It wasn't just Nigeria helping everybody else and everybody else sat down. I know that Ghana.
What did you help Nigeria with? What did you help Nigeria with?
Oh,
name one thing you help Nigeria with.
What did you two help Ghana with? But I know Ghana went bankrupt. Nigerian, other West African countries to become independent.
This is just crazy. That's why they need to tear down them. That's why they. Tunisia, hold on for 1 second, Tunisia. That's why they need to tear down. That's why they need to tear down them stupid ass borders. You get what I'm saying? Even in the United States, we have borders. In the United States, we have state lines. We have state flags. To Niger, but even you got the smallest city, state like South Carolina, and you got a big state like Texas. Texas is 20 times bigger than South Carolina. If somebody fucks with South Carolina, Texas is gonna send their goons. They're gonna send their ships. They're gonna send their planes. Even though all other states have their own way of being, have their own have their state food, have their flags, have their songs, everything. But that's what I'm saying. These stupid ass borders that the white people made. You get what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. The white people made the state lines in America too, but they still came together and tell us that, hey, If somebody mess with South Carolina, get your guns and go help them. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but at its most basic to Niger, at its most basic, the problem that I see with Nigeria is that 77% of people don't have clean access to water. Like y'all can do all the elaborate schemes and thought process, but if you got 30% of the country only have clean access to water, what does that tell the rest of the country? That means it's only the rich, only the people that prestige has access to water, and the 70% have got them deal with water with bacteria in it. That's what they washing their clothes with. That's what they're taking baths with. They out there catching rainwater. So I understand all the elaborate thought processes. But if you can't guarantee clean water to a country that's 230 million people, what the number is, 230 or 300 million? Because I can't, it probably be 300 million. It probably be 300 million. Well, everybody doing all this broke fucking over there, but you got to provide clean water before you do anything else.
Right, I got you. Let me clarify something.
Dennis, can I come in now?
When you talk about access to water,
Dennis, my phone's about to die, Dennis. Can I say something?
Let me make that clear.
You didn't have access to water there. I don't know where you went.
Let me make that clear. It's not 70%. When they say 70% don't have access to water, maybe they are talking about
No. I didn't say access to water. I said access to clean water.
Yeah, but they have their filtration system. They got filtration system on this one.
What the hell they don't? They only got 6 water treatment centers in the whole country.
They have treatment in their estates.
Can you let me talk?
They have no idea what you're talking about. I saw it for myself. People's houses don't have no treatments. You don't have no idea what you're talking about.
The topic is with you guys have caused the other African countries. That's what we're talking about.
That's crazy.
Also smart.
Let CD come in, man. You guys been talking all day.
Yeah, let me come into Dennis.
That's 70% you are talking about. They have boreholes. Many of them have access to borehole. When you say clean water, they are talking about pipe-borne water that they don't have access to, and you are saying it's clean water.
With filtration system.
So, like when they say Nigeria doesn't generate enough electricity, when they say Nigeria doesn't generate a lot of electricity, Nigeria does generate a lot of electricity, just as it generated from generators, solar panels, and other sources. That's part of the issue. Not unlike many nations that have it from one power source. Otherwise, how do you think Nigeria runs? How do you think it runs? Ghanaians, let me address this the Ghanaians aspect of it. Apart from being very xenophobic to many African countries, Ghana, let me finish. No, I'm going to call it out because you are the one that you are the one that
you need to shut up and let him finish.
You address Nigerians.
He's a bit right about Ghana being xenophobic, though. He's right on that. Yeah.
Ghana being the most xenophobic West African nation.
I agree.
Hold on, please. They talk Pan-Africanism more than they act it. I'm desperately kind of frustrated with that hypocrisy, because they will be talking Pan-Africanism, welcoming African Americans while they hate on fellow continental Africans.
No, they don't. No, Tunaja, I'm going to have to hold you up on that. Ghana hosts all the West African countries in their land. It is only you guys.
You are hosting. Do we even recognize that we host Ghanaians too? You act as if when you come to your country, like you literally expel people when they are fighting a civil war.
Calm down. Ghana is quite xenophobic. I agree.
There's no point in defending. It's a fact. I don't know why you're
they're quite xenophobic.
Tell me how many Ghanaians are living in Nigeria. You have 4 million Nigerians living in Ghana. Up to 30 million.
When they are in Nigeria, because you are too small population to notice.
We are all as a people, but we don't want criminals in our country. And so, if that makes Ghanaians xenophobic, so be it. Nobody
don't want criminals now, but before you didn't want beggars. You expel them. You expel even fellow West Africans. We have more Nigerians
let's move on.
Stop
People have
Let's
been
slinging
move on.
mud,
Let's move on.
please.
and beg. People have been trafficked
Let's
to
move
They are
on.
doing
return to them to be
and
trafficked.
somebody needs to call them out on that because sometimes they act as if they love this in diaspora so
No,
much.
what it is, I tell you what it is. I
In
tell you what it
reality,
is.
they
I
hate
tell you,
on black people.
if I may, I tell you what it is. Unfortunately, it is too easy for us, all of us, to get into squibble about each other's country, nation, and its history. It's pointless because a lot of these things were positioned, given to us. We did our best with what we were left with. Right now, you see, my frustration is that right now we're old. Doesn't matter what age we are. We're already old in the action that we needed to take back what is ours. We're old. So to me, I'm just seeing the precipice of us handing this bullshit, this shower of bullshit down to our next generation. And
No,
what we're going to do
we're
then is
talking about the trouble that you guys
hand
caused the
over the
other
culture.
nation. That's what we're
It's to
talking
hand
about.
over the culture now,
So
hand
what are
over
you
the
talking
culture
about?
of how to sling mud at each other.
Okay, CD
No,
time. CD,
I'm
you
just
already
sick of
spoke.
it.
Okay,
I'm
Yeah,
let
just
me
sick
CD
of
come
it.
speak
in.
now.
So
Yes.
my point is, we whatever you're talking about, people say, well, because of poverty, because of the government. We have a lot of poor country in West Africa, in the entire world. It is the mindset of individual Nigerians, the trouble you guys have been causing us. If you travel outside West Africa and go to East Africa, the most of the time they will identify you to be Nigerian. You guys have made life so miserable for the other West Africans. This is what we're talking about,
In
right?
terms of what?
I don't
In terms
know.
of
I
what?
don't know. In terms of criminalities, in terms of prostitutions, instead of
But
scamming,
everybody's
it's got.
doing that.
Let me finish. Let me finish. So you guys talking about Nigerians have given help to this country. Every country that Nigerian went to give help, they left a disaster in that particular
That's a
country.
damn lie.
Disaster. Let me tell
CD,
you
That's
something.
true.
you
That's
lying.
true.
Come on, stop.
It's
That
true.
is
He's
total
right.
And that's
nonsense.
the fact. And
Total
Nah,
and
you're
nonsense.
lying. You're lying. It's not a fact.
Sierra
I'm
Leone,
telling you.
Liberia, Gambia,
You're
Ethiopia,
lying.
they have
If you
No,
crisis.
say
Come on,
to Niger, they
nonsense.
used to Yaya Jame used to kill Nigerians. He used to execute them.
if
Late Yaya
even
Jame.
if even
So it's the law of his country. Why
yeah,
should he
Africa,
not catch?
even like, for example, people say what it's not only in West Africa. People say what they commit crime only in West Africa. How about in Dubai? It was the
Yeah.
time they banned
Yeah.
Nigerian from entering
Let me
Dubai.
The,
let
mo-
me
How
mo-
let
about
me
the,
let
yeah?
me
what,
let me put this.
How can
CD,
how can someone
Let
CD,
come?
me put this to everybody.
How can
Let me put this to
someone come in
everybody.
the
Let CD
US
finish first.
Let me
Let
put this
CD
to
finish first.
everybody. Let me
how
just
can
put this
someone
to.
come in the US and
If I
come
may,
here
I'm
and
gonna be
The
commit
two
a
only
seconds.
crime?
If I
the
This
can
in
only
the
be
thing,
two.
CD,
US.
If I
CD, the
can
only
be
thing,
2 seconds.
Nigeria got a big population. Okay, so because of the population
It's
factor,
gonna happen.
No, no, no.
it's
I don't
gonna
think. I don't
happen.
think. I
Okay,
don't think it's the
yeah.
population.
What is
Don't talk
you
about
see
Brazil.
when we
How
look
Okay,
about
at
Brazil?
America,
How about
when we look
okay,
at
Brazil?
okay.
America and the
No, how about
Yeah,
systems that
Brazil?
were set,
Brazil
Jacob,
the
let
have
him
a
finish,
big
system.
bro. Let
population,
him
right?
finish.
How about
Yeah,
Let me
Ethiopia?
just say this
Ethiopia
real
have
quick.
130 million. Why did not commit a
right.
crime? People talk about population. But it's not. It's the pressure the social system in Nigeria put on individual Nigerians. All Nigerians want to
Right,
be a millionaire. They want to have 3 or 4 weddings in one marriage. They want to have a flash. I go to Nigerian party in New York City. I have a lot of Nigerian friends.
right,
Even tomorrow morning
right.
at the gym, I'm going to meet them. But the
I
type
grew
of
up with
pressure
Nigerians.
that they put on those guys
Yeah,
to get money and have a expensive wedding and drive an
right.
expensive car. That's what the issue is. This is not poverty. We have a lot of poor country in West
No,
Africa. But you guys, your mindset,
Yeah.
is all of you want to be a
that's why
millionaire.
when you look at West
This is
Mindset,
the
Africa,
problem.
mindset.
the,
I agree with
the,
that also. The
same
mindset. Yeah.
Nigerians that are
Tonight,
making
yeah, my
that are
phone's about to
making
cut
moves,
off. Let me say something.
you all don't do nothing. It's
Yeah.
all
Let
all
Leroy come up
you
because he's
beg,
My
you
phone,
waiting.
do
Let Leroy.
nothing.
my
You
Taka
just
phone's
coming.
about to cut off.
negotiate. You
Yeah,
don't do
Taka, go on. You go on, bro.
what to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
see,
my
let him
phone's
come in.
my phone's
Complete.
about to cut off. Let me just tell you something before it cut off.
Yeah, go on.
Man, there is so much people attacking Nigeria. I mean,
And we like
god
it when
damn.
it's good because we know
All
we
right, let
actually
me
Yeah,
know
let
it's
me
what's
finished.
going
let me
Let him
finish
Shut
talk.
it
talking.
down.
let me finish talk. Let me finish talk. All right. Yeah, we know Nigeria have a lot of problems, but so is a lot of different countries around the world, and definitely in Africa. Nigerians, like Tunisia was saying, helped a lot of people. And he's probably right. Maybe they should just concentrate on helping themselves. Right?
That's not the
Now,
point. That's not the point. You cannot
let,
help people and commit crime in a people
bro,
country. Help
bro,
who?
they're not the only one that commit. Do you know that's the same thing they say about Jamaicans?
That's right.
No,
It's been
I'm
said
not
about
aware of
everyone.
that. What I'm saying, my
Eh,
experience with what I have gone
Well,
through
if
during
I
the
if I
time.
can interject,
let me
real quick,
finish.
but see, the thing that's disingenuous, you're minimizing the role that ECOMOG play led by Nigerian in Liberia.
Okay, well, then that's what I want you to listen
But
to
not only
me. What?
Ecomoff, Dynasty,
Let me.
financially, you don't forget the
And
financial
it's
part.
Sierra Leone, and it's Sierra
Okay,
Leone.
let me respond to that,
In
Dennis.
Sierra Leone, a little
Dennis,
bit.
let me
I
respond
think
to
it's
that.
cheap
CD,
cost.
let me finish up
Dennis,
before my phone cut off.
in the war in Sierra Leone and Liberia, Nigeria played a major role.
Dennis, let me listen. Let me
Oh
respond
yes,
to
because
that.
Yeah, but
Let's
you
talk
don't can't say it because you're so negative, bro. Don't you?
Then let
We
me
already know
respond to
what you're
that,
gonna say.
Dennis. Let me
We already know
respond
come
to
what you're
on to
gonna
that.
say.
Taka.
No,
CD, come on to Taka.
let
Nah, I
Taco
gotta
finish.
finish. I gotta finish. My phone's
I
gonna
got
cut
past
off.
the bang.
My phone's gonna let me finish. Not only that, Dynas, as far as the military, but finance. All right, they finance at least $61 billion they gave to South Africa. Right, that
No,
amounts
no,
to.
no, that's not true. That
Oh
is not true.
Lord, have mercy.
That is not
Nelson
true. Come on,
Mandela said
let's
it.
talk.
Nelson Mandela said it. Okay,
Where?
it's documented. It's
South Africans
documented.
have come out to say that is
It's
not true.
documented.
You
South
literally took pay
Africans
cut.
in
What are you
South
talking
Africa.
about?
Lady,
Stop it.
you from Ghana, you shut the hell up. Okay, I'm tired of you.
Listen. You know,
Seek
I
God.
try to be decent and not to insult. And particularly, I don't like insulting men.
See,
So don't
it's
insult me.
actually wrong when people are making sacrifice to say it didn't happen. You go and verify. Stop acting as if you don't know.
No, I'm not going
Nigerians,
to verify
many
anything.
Nigerians
I
do
have
pay
heard
cut.
South
Their
Africa.
civil
It's not
servants,
true.
they cut their
South
salary
Africans have
to
said
help
it
South
many
Africans. What
times
are you
that
talking about?
statement is not true. South
It's a fact
Africans
of this, the
have said
national
it
fact.
many times that it's not true.
Therefore, what
I don't
is
know what
true?
is wrong with this man.
No, Lisa. What is true?
I don't know what is true because I would listen to the
You
South
don't know.
Africans.
So be quiet.
Well, I will not be
You
quiet,
got
but
nothing to
I'm
replace
going to
it
make
with.
a statement to say that
No.
something that
If you're going to
I have
say
heard
something
from
is a
South
lie,
Africans that
then you're
is
going
not
to push
true.
forward the truth. You don't have any ammunition for your interruption. You're just interrupting.
It's a question of
It's
I
very
don't have
unfortunate.
ammunition. This statement, somebody made it.
Let me read it. Let me read it for you so
I
that
had
you
a
actually get it.
conversation with South
It
Africans and
says
they
South
said
African.
it's the truth.
Let me read it for you. It says South African Relief Fund SAFFR 1976. Following the Soweto uprising, Nigeria established a relief fund for apartheid victims. Civil servants contributing 2% of their salaries, often called the Mandela tax in Nigeria. If you didn't know that now.
That's not true.
And how
That's
much
not
did
true. That's a fake news.
how much did they raise?
Okay,
Billions?
what do you think, CD? How much do you think they you know, because
They raised, was it
you're older than me.
billions?
Nigeria
No,
was
let's see the
the
stick.
richest at that time. Nigeria was one of the richest countries in Africa, even beyond many Asian
Billions.
countries at that time. What do you
So
mean
what's the
did they raise?
GDP
Because
for
you see
Nigeria now?
how much they
Yeah,
raised.
what's it?
If civil servants
Yeah.
contributed 2% of their salaries, imagine how many they are.
It
They
was
are
Yes,
more
more
they
than
than
did
all the
actually.
2%.
You're right.
more than all
Nigeria
the
did help
salaries
South Africa.
Ghanaians
They
have.
did.
It's more than all the
Yeah.
salaries Ghanaian civil servants have. That's what Nigerians
No.
contributed.
No, they
Go
did
ahead.
help South Africa. Tunisia is
So
right on
did
that. I totally
every
agree.
other country in West Africa. So did
No, they
every
did help. They
other
did help
country
South
in Africa
Africa. They
as
helped
well.
Liberia. They helped Sierra Leone. You know, we cannot take that from them. Even though I got my own honest, you know, tough love and
Yeah,
way
I
I've
do
showed
appreciate
out.
the fact that
But
they keep
okay,
listen. Every country in Africa helped one another when it came to fighting for independence. I can
You
go on
see,
and
oh
list
yes,
them.
oh
I
yes.
can go
you see,
on
my
and
Well,
people.
list the whole
You know,
list of
at
what
the
they
at
had
the
and
end
the
of the
it's
day,
not
at the end of the
important.
day, at the end of the day,
yeah,
nobody is suffering Nigeria like Nigerians. So I'm
yeah, true.
listening.
I agree.
I'm
I agree.
listening, and I'm thinking, you don't really believe you know what you're talking about. These things affect my family. These things affect our families. These people go missing year to year. We don't know who's going to be alive at the end of this year. We haven't got a clue, but we're sure someone's going to die nearby. The way we look at these things, I think we're not being humane. We're not being humane amongst each other. We're not able to come out. We're coming out with twisted. We're behaving like the media itself, which is just scattering nonsense all around for us to feast upon. Grow up, man. This is not how to have a conversation. I'm kind of fed up of it. We need to grow up. The problems
but
afoot.
the
Real
practice also
problems
is
are
the
afoot.
also
Real
is
issues, and we're acting like children.
No, but we
Come
have to
on.
address the issue.
the
We're not acting like
practice
children. We want to
the
address the issue
practice
But
that
also,
is affecting
exactly,
us.
Jagon, we need to
wrong.
address those
It needs
issues
to be
We
as
have
a
to address
family.
those
We don't.
issues.
You see, a lot of the issues.
And this is
A
what you
lot of the
don't want to
issues.
hear. This is why you
No,
don't want to
no,
hear.
we've heard all. Everyone's heard all this. I've been
You don't
speaking
want to
about
hear
this.
that.
I've been speaking about this stuff since I was 10,
You
9
haven't
years
spoken
old.
about any Nigerian crime today since you've been speaking. And you know your people
No.
commit crime.
It's
Why you
not
not?
about a
Why you not?
Nigerian problem. It's not about a Nigerian problem. You can look
But I
upon it
want to
like
tell you
that.
this. You
You
have to
can
be. You
let
have to be
me
true to
before you tell
yourself.
me this.
This is where
Before you
we
tell
can
me,
You
start
have
it.
to.
You got to say Nigerians commit crime. Then
all
we
right,
were able to stop
we're
it.
the
But
only
as
one.
long as you're not
Let
talking
me
about
let me
it, there's no way
let
we
me
can
let me put
stop.
it to you like this real quick, real
I gotta
quick.
pass my Afri Dams. Go ahead, Afri Dams.
Can you guys
Thank you,
hear me?
CD.
Go ahead, Afri Dams.
Oh yeah. I just want to correct something I heard. Someone said that yeah, Jammeh was killing Nigerians. That's a big fat
We're
lie.
talking about Nigeria, sir.
Okay,
Don't bring controversy
let me
here. We're talking
finish.
about
Let
Nigeria.
me quiet.
Fuck off and hurry up, dickhead.
So
Oh my days,
Nigeria,
man.
when it comes to Gambia, Gambia is like second home to Nigerians. Go to Gambia, you will
He's
see
gonna come panda because I say he's gonna
Nigerians.
come and say B.
Let him
Let me
finish.
finish. Nigerian see Gambia like their second home. They have no issues with Gambians. Gambians have no issue with them. Back in the days, when there was issues with crude oil, Nigeria's president Babangida took crude oil and gave it to Gambia. Okay, the Yaya Jammeh that you speak of when he was doing the coup, at the time, most people don't know this. Nigerian army, they were in Gambia. They were the ones, collaborating with Gambian soldiers. Gambia and Nigeria, they do a lot of things together. So there is no beef between Gambia and Nigeria. Yaya Jammeh have not hurt one single Nigerian. He did accidentally kill like 48 Ghanaians. He thought they were rebels. His people shot them at the border. That even is on YouTube. You can go see it in the Commission of Inquiry. But it was all
Accidentally.
accident. But to sit here like to say that there is fatigue, Nigerian fatigue. I noticed that there is just certain groups, certain countries that have issues with Nigerians. I'm not saying I approve of everything Nigerians do, but over there in Gambia, we have no problems with Nigerians. Even some of the Nigerians that do stuff, commit crimes, other Nigerians, put them in line, check them. Even you can go look on social media, even if some Nigerian badmouths Gambia, it is other Nigerians that come and tell them, man, shut up. You can't talk about Gambia like that, you see? But I find it very interesting to see people from Sierra Leone and Guinea, Liberia, trying to talk bad about Nigeria, comparing themselves to Nigeria.
Talk
It's
for
a
yourself,
disgrace.
small
It's a
boy.
disgrace. It's a shame, Nigeria, what I can say is Nigeria must go back to its old glory because people who don't even have teeth in their mouth are laughing at you, opening their mouth to talk as if in Nigeria right now, they might be down, but those countries can't laugh at Nigeria. Nigeria is still doing better than them. So let's keep it like that. There are Nigerians who do bad. I'm not going to lie, but let's not act like,
In what way
Nigerians.
Nigeria is doing
They are
better
the
than
ones.
them? By
Let's not
GDP?
act like.
GDP per
Let's not
You,
act
capita?
like they. Let's not act like
Is that
they are.
you have
They are the
in,
ones.
you have
They are the
not you have
worst
nothing to
people.
back it
They
up.
are the worst
You acting me
people.
like a
you have
little kid.
nothing?
You will
You have
He's an
nothing to
ugly
back
little
it up.
boy. Ugly little
Nigerians.
child.
When it comes
Ugly
to
little
West
child. Shut
Africa,
up.
when it comes to
He's
West
Ugly. You are
from the
Africa,
born
they are
ugly,
cities.
one of the
bro.
most generous
He's a
people.
sunny he's a sunny
They are
boy.
one of the
What do you
most
expect?
generous people you
I
can meet.
know, right?
You will meet some Nigerians
And
Sell
you,
out.
the
who have
Fulani, you
issues.
are representing a
Oh,
proper
fuck up.
Fulani. Let Nigerians hear about you. See, let me list one of the. I
You
talked about the oil
I am.
subsidy.
Listen.
I talked about the oil
And I'm
subsidy.
proud of it.
Okay, let me tell
No,
you.
Gambia is not
The
Gambia
90s.
is not even
Let me
country.
let,
It's a,
let me let me
they
edit
call it
one more than Nigeria.
Senegambia.
The oil subsidies during the 1970s and 80s, when there was a
He's
serious
not even
crisis.
from Senegambia, is it? Or
Nigeria,
that CD. And
Nigeria,
you see that
hold
total
on now,
rubbish.
Senegambia.
hold on. In the 70s and
This is a
80s,
place that's not
during the
even a
oil crisis,
country.
you see
It's
how
in the
all
middle
these
of
people, these
Senegal.
Fulanis are behaving.
It's a
He's
sex
from
tourist country.
Mauritania.
Can you
He's
let
from
me read?
Mauritania.
They
Can you let me
married
read? Can you let me
95
read?
years old ladies and
Hold
the
on.
old white
Let
women
me
where he
To
go
get
and have
visa.
sex with.
you're actually
He's a
stunting
bomb
the
boy.
conversation. These two of you are stunting the conversation. So let's actually
He's a
talk
bomb
facts.
boy.
It's the only
Subsidize.
country in the world where
Let me
95
read.
years old women go
Let me
and get
just read
men.
this one study. I'll
Fuck
put one
out of here.
more, and
Gambia is not a
now
country.
you guys will
Fuck
actually
out of
confront
here.
the truth. During the
It's a sex.
1970s
It's a
It's,
and
sex slave
1980s,
country
Nigeria
where
sold
old
yeah,
crude
white
oil
women go
simple.
and
at
get men.
concessionary rate to
It's where all the
African
retard in
countries.
Senegambia go and sit
Refineries
down.
provided they
Yeah,
did not
maybe that's how he
export
came
it.
into abroad
And I
because those
repeat it,
95-year-old
during
women
the
will go and
oil
have sex with
You are
crisis,
old
being very
Nigeria
rude, man.
sold
Gambian
oil
men and bring
at
What
them
a
is
over.
this?
All
refinery.
right,
Fuck out of it.
let
Gambia is
Fulani
not a
Give
speak,
country.
CD.
that Fulani idiot this is the freedom to do whatever he likes now. During the oil crisis, Nigeria sold crude oil to at concessionary rates to African countries with refineries, provided they did not re-export it. So that is when things are hard. Nigeria actually gave them crude oil at cheaper prices than any other people that they can give it to. So these are things. If I start
Which
listing them,
country?
this is Nigeria.
Which country was that? Which
Almost,
country?
almost all
Which
African countries
country?
that pledged not to export the oil that they gave to them. They gave them
Oh my
exemption.
God, this guy. If you guys, everybody begging at the airport, you can't even take care of your own citizen. You're giving someone oil.
This is what is wrong
Get
with
the fuck
Nigeria.
out of here. That's not
This is what
true,
is wrong
bro.
with Africans. And this is why I believe Nigeria needs to fix itself, because people like this don't deserve help. Because when you
They
help
don't
them
give.
too
When
much,
did you
when
ever
you
take help? When did you ever
Maybe
take
the only
help from
country you
you?
give help to, may only country you guys give
because
help to
when
is
after you
Gambia
help
because
them, tomorrow
Gambia.
if you are poor, they will
Listen to
insult
me.
you.
Listen. Gambia is a place where it's been surrounded by Senegal. I'm not even sure if it is a country, but I know specifically it's meant for the old white women, 95 years old white women going to have sex with young Gambians and export them to Europe. That's what I know about Gambia. So if this guy come here and say, well, we comparing ourselves to Nigeria, we're not comparing ourselves. We talking about the crime the Nigerians are committing, embarrassing the other West African, making the life so miserable for us. Wherever you go, people identify you to be a Nigerian. That's a shame. This is what we're talking
Okay,
about. And none of
let
you
me
guys want to
discuss
talk
Okay,
about.
that.
We are not
Let
comparing
me
We're
ourselves
discuss
talking
to
that
about
matter.
Nigeria. We are not.
Hold on, let me discuss
But
some
we're
morality
of
talking
that.
about the
values.
crime you
Hold
guys
on,
committing.
let me
Can I
dispel some of that.
respond
Let
to
me
that
Values
dispel
since
and
some
you
of that.
morality,
interrupted?
which you don't have.
I checked the list of foreign prisoners in the US, the UK, and UAE, the top 10. Look at in the US, Nigeria didn't even show up at the top 10. In the UK, Nigeria didn't show up at the top 10. And in UAE, Nigeria showed up as 9th. Do you know the top country?
Because
India,
you're not carrying
Pakistan,
Nigerian passport. A lot of
Bangladesh.
Nigerians not carrying
Hold on.
Nigerian passport.
Okay.
You're carrying the other
That's
country
why.
passport.
Hold on now. Calm down. That's why we made it
Okay.
onto the 9th. India,
Okay.
Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, Egypt, Jordan, Nepal, Iran, even Iran, Nigeria, this thing before China. And China, they have almost 1.5 billion population. So the idea that
Right.
you just think that Nigerians are criminals everywhere. We didn't even make it to the top 10 in the UK. We didn't make it to the
No,
top 10 in the US.
but the reason being is that's what I'm telling you through Nigeria. Half of Nigerians that live in America do not carry Nigerian passport. I want you to know that. They go to other country and get a passport of this other country and identify.
Yes.
And see me,
That
it's
is
Europe.
just
Yes.
This
that
is
is
what I'm telling
nonsense.
you. This is the
Balderdash.
fact.
You can't just make stuff up
100%.
It's fact.
Even
Yes,
Nigerians are
Africa.
walking around with different passports.
Okay,
Most
Yes.
Nigerians, there are
Even Europe.
exceptions,
Yes.
not many of them. Stop making stuff
Yes.
up.
Many
Before you
of them, loads of them.
Let me
Many.
respond without interruption, like the
No,
guy
you
was
wait, man.
saying.
You are a sex slave, man. Get the
First of
fuck out
all,
of
here's
here.
the thing. Like this guy claiming that, oh, is Gambia even a country? Both countries he's claiming to be from, both Guinea and Liberia. Gambia is doing way better than both of them. Today is the independence. Today is the. Let me finish. Let me finish without interruption. Let me finish.
even in
Today,
Kenya,
right
Nigeria
now.
didn't even make it to
Let
ninth.
me finish.
Oh
Let me
my
finish.
God.
Today is the 18th of February, which is the independence of Gambia, right?
This
In
guy is
Gambia,
completely
they
mad in the head.
pardon, the president pardons criminals, right? Guess how many of the
Who?
criminals came from Nigeria? Zero.
What is he talking?
Guess how many came
What are you
from
talking
Guinea?
about?
Guess
I
how
don't
What is
many
he
even
came
know.
from
talking about now?
Can you
There's
let
no
Guess
him
how
talk?
many came
Can
from
you let him
Guinea?
talk?
why would Nigerian go to
He,
Can you
Gambia?
people
There's
let
nothing in
other people
There's
Gambia.
talk? Can
plenty
you
of
people
There's
let
this
other
nothing
guy
in
Nigerians
is a
people
in
talk?
Gambia.
Gambia.
strange man.
There is
Can you
plenty of
Afrodemus, this
allow
guy told you
Diners
this
people to
like
before.
talk?
You're a very
see,
strange human
see,
being,
this guy is
Afrodemus.
not
Can you
letting
You're a
allow other
very
people to talk?
strange man.
Diners, why
Can you
isn't this
allow
guy
other people
letting
to
me
talk?
talk? He keeps
You
interrupting.
can't be
I'm
shutting
not
No,
people
doing.
no,
up.
because you're lying.
First of all, the
You say
countries,
something. No, he's not lying. He's reading it.
He is. He
both
is.
countries,
You don't want to hear
he
facts. You
claims.
just want to argue.
Yeah, this
That's what
guy.
I'm
Tonight,
telling
I'll
you too,
just
Hold
leave
Niger.
on,
it.
hold on. First of all, it's not about solution for these guys. They think, they want to come here and, talk down on other countries. That's a sign of
Nobody
people
talking
that.
down on
Let
no
me
country.
finish. Let me finish.
What was the
This
topic?
guy,
What the
both
discussion is
Shut
countries,
up,
about?
hold on,
man.
both countries he's
What the
claiming.
discussion is about?
Literally, both
Afrodemus,
You
you
don't
countries
don't
want to
he's
know
hear
anything.
him.
claiming.
I want to hear him. Let him read.
Yeah, both countries he's claiming to
Get on
be
my
from.
nerves, man.
These are downtrodden countries, okay? Both countries. None of them are doing better than Gambia, that you said is surrounded by Senegal. It's an independent nation. Today they pardon one of your countrymen, Guineans, who came there and committed crimes. It's not Nigerians. Look up the population, how many Nigerians are in Gambia. It's a lot of them. The second
They're the same
largest
people, though.
immigrants, the second largest
They're the
immigrants.
same people.
Let me finish. The second largest immigrants in Gambia, look it up, it's Sierra Leonean. There's tons of Sierra Leoneans in Gambia. There's Liberians there. People are there hustling. Nigerians, even to Nigeria, you know this. Nigerians have been coming to Gambia forever. My point is
Forever.
there's
This
plenty
guy.
of them. How come they are not in the prisons? You have Guineans there, you have Sierra Leoneans there. Why is that?
See this man, you see
Why
the
is that?
level of dishonesty
That's
in this
all I'm
guy.
asking. There's plenty of
You see the level of
Nigerians in Gambia.
dishonesty.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a real bomb boy, you know? Real bomb boy.
So how about the old white women? You don't put those. You keep them to just
That
feed
kind
them,
of
right?
thing is going on all over West Africa.
Oh, the
All
old
over
white
West
women,
Africa,
the
or you go, they go there and creep
90-year-old
around.
white women
Not even
that
West Africa, the
young
whole
Listen,
world.
Gambians kill themselves.
You never see Epstein files there.
City. First of all, First of all, the reason why Gambian tourism went boom is because of the war in Sierra Leone. A lot of the people in the beach in Freetown moved their stuff to Gambia. That's why Gambia became the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
This
It's
idiot
sad.
is coming here and just spewing nonsense,
Here's another
spewing
lie.
absolute nonsense.
Gambia's
The
tourism have
absolute
been climbing
nonsense.
for
They
Look at the
have
amount of people
tourists.
that used to go.
Gambia have been known as
Look
a
at the people that are
tourist
going.
destination
Shut up.
for 50
To
years.
Niger, you don't know. Keep up.
Why
This
do
is
you
not your
keep
talk.
lying?
They
Look
have
at the
tourists.
level of
Look,
tourism.
this guy
Look
sleep
at the
like
level
that.
of.
I've been to
Look
Gambia.
at
What
the
are you talking
level of
I have
about?
tourism
lived
before
mostly.
the
I've
war
lived
in Sierra
mostly in
Leone to
Sierra Leone.
Gambia.
Tourists do not come to Sierra Leone, sir. Sierra Leone is not even
Before the war,
conducive for
before the war,
tourism.
before the
Why
war,
do
before the
even
And
war.
have
sir? I
Are
lived
you
there.
for real?
I lived in
Shalom
Are
Sierra
has the
you?
Leone.
most beautiful beach
Sierra
in
Leone
West
is one
Africa.
of the
The
worst
most beautiful
places to
beach.
be in, sir. What
yeah,
are you
but
talking
I will.
Gambia
about?
is a tourist destination. I
I will
don't
let
know why you
Dinus. I
people
will let
are
Dinus.
arguing. Man,
I
you
will
people
let
are just
Dinus
arguing
correct him.
blindly. How can you argue against the pure fact? Gambia is a tourist nation. Jesus
But
Christ, how can
it's
you
a
argue that?
sex tourist nation, yeah. So old white
It's a
women
tourist
go over there.
nation.
Not
If you
no
want to call it
normal
sex
human being.
tourist nation,
Then the
it's a tourist
reason
nation
why it's
nonetheless.
being known for tourism is when it only happen only in Gambia. You see 95
Wow.
years old white
Right.
women going and have sex with 15-year-old. Why the
The
government is not
French.
You
stopping that?
see,
It never
all
happened
you you
any part
remember
of
is
West
what is wrong with
Africa?
other people. You don't know about
The
what is right
quality,
with them. All you remember
the
is what is wrong with
quality. Listen, the quality of tourists that used to go to Africa and Turkey along the peninsula and Freetown alone, in a year. You won't get that quality of people going to Gambia before the war
Fact.
in
Right.
5
You
years.
guys
Gambia
are
have been a
pure
touristy
definitions of
destination for
haters.
over
You
50
guys
years.
are the
What
pure
are you
definition of
talking about?
haters.
What are you
And
talking about?
even in
Gambia,
Kenya,
look it
Nigeria
up.
makes it to the ninth
And and
of the
and
best
and, and
foreign
also
prisoners in Kenya.
and
The
also to
ninth.
Niger, I did
They have more
made that
Somalis in
clear.
Kenyan prisons.
And
They have more
listen to
Tanzanians in
Niger.
Kenyan prisons. They have more Ethiopians in Kenya prisons. You people act as if Nigerians are criminals, or like the top criminals everywhere. It's ridiculous what you are doing.
Because you guys
Fellow
don't carry
Africans
Nigerian passport. You
every
don't
single
carry
day.
Nigerian passport.
What is
You
that
carry
supposed to
Yeah.
other
mean?
country
We carry
passport.
Somali
You
passport.
carry
We
you
eat
carry
Somali.
you carry our
We
passport.
carry Somali
You carry
passports.
our
We eat
passport.
Somali.
Yeah.
What kind of rubbish is this
You,
now?
See what
Yeah,
they are
you
that's what
carry
saying.
you
our
guys do.
passport and destroy our nation's
Our
reputation.
nation name.
That's
Yeah.
what you do. Our
Yeah.
nation reputation. If you're destroying it, that's one of the
Even
reasons why we don't like it.
most of the Gambian that they deported to Ghana, when they found out that most of them were Nigerians. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Oh God, that is so funny. It's
That's a fact.
total rubbish. See,
That's a
if let me put it this way: if 1,000 Nigerians are traveling, maybe 2 will carry foreign passport. Most
oh my
Nigerians carry their
God,
own
this
passport.
guy, man. Have you
Is
traveled?
that not a
Go to
fact?
Europe. Go to
You see,
Europe and see the
I've
amount of
met
Nigerian carrying the
Niger,
Liberian
Europeans.
passport.
They are
Niger,
mostly foreigners. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Niger,
This is the
to
fact
Niger,
right
I
here.
respect. Listen, to Niger, I
Niger.
respect your patriotism as a
Let me just say
Nigerian, right?
something
Okay.
to Niger
I
quickly.
hang on, V, 1 second.
I'm not going to defend
I
Nigeria when
respect your
Nigeria is doing something wrong.
I
No,
respect your
I'm not.
patriotism as a
Nigeria has a
Nigerian.
lot of.
Okay.
Was I not the one that criticized Nigeria? Nigeria is a country that appears to have amnesia. They have a lot of problems,
Yes.
but there's no
Yes.
point compounding it with lies. Come on, let's not
No,
do that.
but you know what giving Trump difficulty right now to deport people? Because a lot of African they have arrested to deport them, and majority of them are Nigerians, but they carry other country passport. So when Trump make the attempt to send them to a country where they carry a passport for, they interview them that these guys are not from our country. They are Nigerians. This is the reality. I'm telling you right now.
See the one thing we got to make. Yeah, see the one thing we got to make clear though.
Can I have, I've been quiet.
No, you can't.
Can I
Yeah,
come and
no.
say 2 minutes?
The only thing is
Can I
we
take
do
2
have
minutes,
Nigerians
please?
in Sierra Leone. We do have Nigerians in Sierra Leone that have assimilated well in the population over the years. I said
Very
that
good.
from the beginning. I said,
Very good.
okay,
Can I
so
just say this, guys?
and older, yeah, and older. My best friends, okay. I mean, personally, the people I grew up with, I got on very well in Nigeria. Even though I'm a Fulani person and my mother is Mandinka, I actually tend to, most of my friends. That's why I hate when this Jagun guy come here and spew so much shit. My best friend I grew up with are Yorubas.
Let me just
Most
say
of my
something.
best friends they're Yoruba.
Why are you
Okay,
even adding my name into that more useless
because
conversation?
you're very
I don't want to
tribalistic
talk to you.
person.
I actually don't want to talk to you. Now,
You're very tribalistic.
guys, this is what I want to say.
There's nothing wrong.
V, go on. Yeah,
please just
V,
let
go
me
on,
say
V.
this.
Let me
Okay, I'll
just
let
be
you.
quickly. Let me just be quick.
I'm going to be quick. I'm going to be quick. Thank you very much.
Come on, man.
I've been looking for my
Can we let the
space
lady
to
go
speak.
first?
No, I can't. Thank you. Now, what I'm going to say is,
and you can respect the lady so she can talk, please.
No, I'm going to have my
respect.
tea and then shut up again. That's what's going to happen.
You know what I mean? Listen, the
don't be like that. That can be said. These things can be said.
Let him rant his rant. You let him talk.
Yes,
after.
very
Sorry.
good. Thank you. Now, where crime is concerned, how we are.
Anyways, I'm gonna leave, but this is a damn disgrace, for you people
to you
here.
and fuck off.
Instead of looking for
Get the fuck out of here,
Fuck
man.
off.
Wait, come on, guys. This is what I don't
Go
want.
back to your
I just want to
7-year-old
say that I
family,
don't
you
confused.
dickhead.
You guys are a disgrace.
You can't just allow
Fuck
yourself
you.
From a country that is useless, nobody knows.
Oh, fuck off.
You from a sex tourist country. You from a sex. Gambia is not even country. Get out of here.
Excuse me.
The black brick in Gambia
Dickhead.
was
Gambia is not
supplied by
even country.
a Sierra
Senegambia.
I'm not in the country, bro.
Did you know that?
It's a Senegambia.
And you-
Senegambia.
And go back to Mauritania. Go back to Mauritania. Go back to Mauritania.
Give Fulani bad name. You are the Somalis of West Africa. You guys, you give
Okay.
this in Fulani's bad name. You are the Somalis of West Africa.
Look,
No,
Okay, yeah,
no,
that's fine.
Guys,
Go on.
that's not
guys,
more,
true
more,
to
more.
me.
This
guys, can I have a
African,
point
That
instead of
you
this
say what you
kicked
argument?
like.
out of Guinea.
This
These fellas
argument
got kicked
is
out of
giving
Guinea.
nothing to the
They ran to
conversation.
Sierra Leone. This is what
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
yeah,
They
yeah,
influence
yeah,
other
yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
people's
this.
yeah,
Look at
yeah,
country.
what they're
yeah,
Just
engaging
like
yeah,
in.
what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing in
yeah, yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah,
you're doing the
Can I
same
yeah.
in
can I
Gambia.
say
That's
So
why.
something?
That's why
don't
you
Can I
brought.
say
That's why you
something?
brought.
exaggerate.
That's why you brought.
Do you
Is
know
that why
where?
you
Can
Do
I
brought?
you
The,
know
is
where
that why you brought the
Gambians
Arabs?
used to go to school? They go to school in Sierra Leone. They never had university.
Hey,
They
All the
all went to school
Gambians
in Sierra. All the
and
Gambians
our
go to school in
taxpayer
Sierra
money.
Leone.
All
look,
of them.
All of them.
everyone knows that
All of you go to school in Sierra Leone.
you two are here as haters to try to
All,
hate on other African nations. You know, you're
We
speaking.
don't care. Go back.
All you do
Go
is
to
constantly
Mauritania.
lie,
Go back to
constantly
Mauritania and
lie,
beg in the desert. Go back
and
to
you're not
Mauritania.
helping anything.
You you
You're
sold
putting
you
a
sold Africans
backward.
to the
You
Arabs.
know, you
Your
come
people
here
sold
and
Africans
lie.
to the
You
Arabs.
just stop.
Your
You just
people
stop
You're
sold
using
speaking
Africans
like
to
a
the
African.
bum.
Arabs.
Your people
You're,
are
you
Your
still.
know,
people
No,
you
sold
actually,
Africans to
you
the
guys are
Arabs.
a damn
Fulanis that sold
disgrace.
people. Actually, it's the Fulanis that did more of the slave trade. So stop going on.
The Sonika,
Fulanis are
do you
the
know
one
about
that
the
did
Sonika and the Ghana Empire? Fuck
people.
off.
So stop
You
going
don't
on.
know anything
Listen,
about West
listen,
Africa.
In terms of
Go
the
back
Arab
to go back
world,
to
it's the Fulanis that
listen,
were
guys,
go back to
listen,
Nigeria and
Yo,
talk your
listen.
your
guys.
fellow
rubbish.
West Africans. Till today, you are still
Yo,
doing it.
guys.
Oh what
You know
Guys,
it's the
Listen,
so
Fulanis that did the slave trade. So stop going on. You
you
know
have
that.
no clue of what you're talking about. When you talk about West Africa, you bring your dirty Nigerian mouth in there. It's so cringy. Just shut up.
You know
Yeah,
it's the
Burkina
Fulanis
speak.
that traded Africans into slavery. You know the
I
Fulanis led
don't
that.
care.
Are you
Everybody
okay?
did. Every
Okay,
tribe
nice.
did. So
Everybody
fuck
did.
off.
Nice.
true,
Everybody did.
true, Niger.
Very
That's
down
not
little
true.
people
That's
to your
not
continent.
true.
And you people say they didn't do all that
but to
stuff.
Niger, to Niger, I just have a question for you, okay? Like just to get back to the subject, right? Is it an illusion of mine, or like, do you feel like the Nigerians need to learn about having a little more like protesting spirit, or like fighting spirit against like the administration in place? Like Nigeria haven't shown enough of that throughout the years. Is it me thinking it, or like is it an illusion? Am I right for thinking that?
You are right for thinking that. And at the same time, you can argue that maybe the Nigerians are not in the right state of mind to even do that, because I'm in Nigeria right now. And I can tell you that some of the things I see, you can see why the leaders are the way they are. So
yeah,
there
Tonight, can I
needs to be a seismic change within the country to set the country in a different direction. That's the fact.
tonight,
Yeah,
can I
let
just
V
come
speak
in
now.
there?
Go on, V.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, Nigeria, nobody is against Nigeria. I mean, I don't understand why, yeah, when people are speaking about Nigeria, you take it as if, oh, we all want to get at Nigeria. Nigeria is a great nation. Nigeria is a big nation. If Nigeria can rise, for me, per se, it would be great for West Africa. But as it stands, it's not happening. As you're saying that, your leaders are suppressing your people so much. Now they can't even speak for themselves. They seem to have lost their fighting spirit. You have
Yeah.
leadership in Nigeria that they are so awful. Their greed is beyond a joke. I know some fantastically rich Nigerians in Europe, and they
V,
boast
do
about
you know the problem in Nigeria is not religion, it's tribalism. Okay, they're very tribal people.
See,
They
see who's
worship
talking.
this tribal
Let me finish.
supremacy.
Let me
Not
finish. Let me
tribalism. Your thing is
so
about it's not.
say something. There was this family I knew, right? And we met in Europe. I don't want to mention our country. And then she was telling a story about they're fantastically rich, And she said to me, "Oh, one day they were in Nigeria, want to plan a birthday party." And she said they were so, they decided they want to do a pizza party. So they ordered, they've been in Europe, so they know this pizza house in Europe. London to be precise. They called there, they ordered the pizzas, and the pizzas were taken to the airport and was shipped to them, and they had their party with it in Nigeria, Lagos. I said to myself, so what would have happened if you have employed some Nigerian chef in Nigeria to do the pizzas for you? Oh no, it has to come from London. I'm just using this as an example. This is the kind of mentality that the rich of Nigeria has. They all want to have planes. They all want to build mansions. They all want to go around the world.
Fact. That's the truth.
Houses.
That's the
Do you hear me?
problem.
Do you hear me defending Nigeria? I'm not going to defend Nigerians for that. It is a fact. I'm not going to
That
defend
money
it.
in the youth.
Right?
Listen, Niger.
It's
Why
the
are they
rich
not
that
investing
behave
that
like
money
that.
in the youth?
All rich.
You have 40% of your youth in Nigeria are not in education or training, and unemployment to Niger. This is a problem, and it's a time bomb. And let's not go around saying, no, everybody hates Nigeria. Nobody hates Nigeria.
No.
The rich and the elite of your country are destroying the country. And that's what you people have to bear in mind. I'm done.
It's a
Thank you.
mindset. I don't.
And I will say this again. I will say this. The mindset is all Nigerians want to be a millionaire. All of them want to drive a Rolls Royce.
This is all repetitive stuff.
All of them want to drive
You said all this before,
Lamborghini.
bro.
All of them want to get rich overnight. They don't even mind killing. Could you imagine when I was in Kenya, this Nigerian, could you having a sex with a lady and cut her body into pieces? Who the normal human being would do that? What kind of poverty would ever make you to do that? If not a mindset.
It's like those Sierra Leoneans that were eating human beings during war. So stop going
No,
on.
but you talk about that's a war. That's a war situation. I'm talking about normal circumstances.
It's not nice to bring it and it
went to Airbnb and have sex with this 20-year-old and cut her body into pieces. Who the normal human being would do that?
But what does it mean to repeat it? What does it mean?
Tell me, what do you mean? That's an isolated. That's an isolated situation. Because
what's that?
It's an isolated situation. Like we need to focus on. Like,
no, it's not.
How can you have a affair with someone
like
and look at her face and kill her and cut her body into pieces?
That 2 years ago, that was
Nigerians.
2 years ago, that was one.
This is what Nigerians do.
What you are saying there is what they call blood libel, and that is insidious statement to make about Nigerians. Hold on, that is very annoying. If you make me insult you here, you're going to regret it. I'm not even sure I know your nation.
You can't. I don't mind. I don't mind.
You know what you just did there? You know what you just did there? He said one person committed a crime, and he said that is Nigerians. That is awful.
But that's what you do, though. That's what you Nigerians do. That's exactly what you Nigerians do.
Just Google it.
That's what you do.
2024 in Nairobi.
So what?
If you don't see on internet,
what I'm trying to say is, right?
Google it.
Designed to divide. You are an insidious creature designed to divide. For making such a statement, it's an incendiary statement that I wish if you were standing in front of me and you made such a statement.
Stop crying.
An idiot.
God.
Okay, but what I'm telling you, I don't want you to be emotional. I want you to Google it. I want you to Google this. Go to 2024.
I don't even know whether this Arab is even African. Even the way he behaves, he might even be partly Arab. In there,
I tell you what. I am.
If I'm lying, I want you to go on internet and see it.
No. I don't see. I can.
I want you to go on internet and see it. I'm telling you the truth. We have to address this issue.
You have an irrational hatred for Nigerians. Maybe Nigerians.
You know why we do? Because you have the same hate towards our people. You have the same hate towards our people, and what do you expect? You expect us to love people that hate us? No.
So I don't have anything to listen to that guy. That CD
constantly. I want you to go.
If you can make such a statement,
I don't want you to be emotional. I want you to Google it.
No, because people like
2024.
Get that information. No.
Oh my God.
For decades, I've had people lie.
Elijah, let the man speak, please.
And I was younger
then.
Let
me speak to you.
I've had people like you. I've gone around the world. I've had people like you malign
Nigerian name.
And I can tell you that right now.
If I offend you, I don't want you to get offended. I want us to face this issue.
I've already said Nigerians.
You know I love you, Elijah. You know I got love for you as a brother, innit? You know that, yeah?
Shut up. I'm not your brother. I can tell you that right now. CD is not my brother. You're not my brother.
No, you're my brother. You're my brother. Don't get
We're still brothers, man. We're still brothers. You're still brothers, man.
You are trying to malign a whole people. That is not my brother.
Okay,
you know how it's like. Do you know how it's like? You know how it's like when someone generalizes Fulani.
Okay, guys, I have a question. I have a question for Jagon and for Tunaja. I have a question for Jagon and Tunaja.
Oh, no, you can't.
I have a question for Jagon and Tunaja.
I got a question for you. Bukina, I got a question for you.
Come through, my friend.
Okay.
I'm not going to listen to CD anymore.
Hey, hold on, guys. We gotta close out. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe to Next Down Family. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru.